You fill up my senses like a gallon of magnet, like a packet of woodbines, like a good pinch of snuff, like a night out in Sheffield, like a greasy chip buddy, like Sheffield United. Come fill me again, na na na.
What's good, people? Welcome back to another episode at Swearbox. I got some people backstage all ready to talk bollocks, really. So we'll start off with the man who's been working hard, trying to get some new subs, new followers, started WhatsApp group. All right, pal.
All right, pal.
All right.
Yeah, man, you.
Yep. We've got another person making a debut, Mr. Steve Holmes. How you doing, pal?
Hi,
You
pal.
all right?
All right, mate. You? Liam?
Yeah,
Hi,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah. Are you all right?
That all good.
Another geezer,
Yeah.
Mr. Connor.
Looking
You all
well,
right, pal?
Steve. Love shirt, matey.
Of course. Up the
You all right,
blades,
Con?
mate.
Yeah, man.
Oh, what we all saying then? We all good?
Yeah. Yeah,
Hi, mate. You?
Oh, yeah, bless. We've got another geezer here. Mr. Craig is here. Found some headphones. Still can't hear him, though. Let me see if I can unmute him. What's he doing?
Well, that's it. I've done myself.
Wait.
For
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Is he?
Is he, yeah?
Is he?
technical issues, first time virgin.
Technical issues. At least you mentioned debut now. At least it's over and done with,
Yeah,
innit?
exactly. Yeah, it is what it is.
Right, so where do you want to start off today? Talk about possibility of City going to West Ham. What we're saying?
Oh.
I'm just saying that.
Go on, go round, finger
No.
Ricky.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
That'll be easy.
You start off, Steve. You start it off, mate.
Yeah, you
What
start
saying?
off, Steve. Go on.
There were rumours that one of his family were ill and that he wanted to go back to London. Now, whether that's right or not, I don't know. So, I don't know whether West Ham's got money, have they? Aren't they in for... Aren't they on borderline?
I thought that. I've read that.
Nah, they've got to have money, mate. They're
are.
consistently in Premier League. They've got to have some coin, haven't they? I mean, for
No,
how
it's
much they're
not
going to pay
that,
for
but
City.
PSR. You know what, PSR? I think they're on borderline with that.
What do you reckon to do? They could sell Bowen, couldn't they?
Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Cody's got linked with Chelsea a couple of days ago, didn't he?
So,
So,
what do you reckon? Do you reckon he goes or do you reckon he stays?
for me, if someone's going to go, I'd rather it be him than him over Vinny, to be honest.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what, though, right? You get rid of him. How much you pulling out? How much do you reckon is acceptable to get rid of him?
15 mil.
12 to 15, I'd say.
Can I think your mic's muted?
Yeah, I think your mountain's muted, mate.
Thank God it's not mine. Fucking hell. Yeah, I ended up trying to go to StreamYard link because there's that much in chat now. I couldn't even find it, and then there was some panic
It's
in
pinned
link.
at top. It's pinned at top of chat.
I don't know how these things work, man.
Yeah. So, if I were getting rid of Peck, right, I'll throw you a few names out there. Right, what I think could come in, do a job in his replacement. I think you got Lewis O'Brien. I think he smashes it. Rothwell.
100%
Southampton, mate. I'm telling you. You know, with Rothwell,
but Tommy Dale every time for me. So
I think Rothwell starts for us.
Yeah.
I'd rather Rothwell than Tommy Dale.
Yeah, Tommy Dale.
One simple reason I go for Doyle. Not only can he tackle, but he can also float the ball and do a ping like Norwood can. And he can shoot from outside the box and score.
Yeah.
I'll never forget that goal he scored against Blackburn. Never.
Yeah.
But I also think that Robinson's got that in his locker as well.
Yeah, he can ping.
He always said you bullshit.
So you don't think he can get a crossfield ball sometimes?
He only does it once a season, that's problem.
Robinson is scoring shit, mate. When was the last time Robinson scored?
I'm not saying he scored. Well, I just pass it back to the keeper, but when he's got a good thing on him sometimes.
What, man? I've seen him probably 3 times all season. 1 to were it Armour where he whipped it into Brewster's first goal, weren't it? First goal season. Yeah, nah, Robinson's not the one. Robinson is not the one.
No, he isn't. But I think if Fennell goes a null, then you need 4 there, don't you?
Yeah, but do you really see Wilder dropping him? I don't.
Well, 3 there, sorry, not 4, 3 there. Because Robinson.
I think we could have prime Paolo. I think we could have prime Paolo Maldini. I still think Wilder would pick Robinson.
Yeah, I do know.
Definitely.
We could have
But I think
Van
we go straight back. I don't want him to know that. Because if he goes straight back, then he can. At an out stage, he's only going to find one. You've got to find two, actually, because you've got to have somebody to come in, somebody good at, obviously, otherwise we're going to be set on trap again.
Yeah, but realistically, I think it's got to be Tanganga, but I don't think they'll go for him. But I think it'll be Metham, to be honest. To be honest, it'll be Metham.
But do you think Tanganga, Liam, is a bit like hit and miss sometimes? I don't think he's not a 7 every time.
Lads, right. I'm going to fetch one in now, right? Be nice with him. He's not a United fan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We've got a Leeds fan here, lad.
Yeah, but he's a good Leeds fan.
No. In all honesty, I said it to Ricky. I jumped on, not the last Swearbox to them before. I was really upset you guys didn't come up. As much as...
man, but you're a good guy, man. At the end of the day, you're a knowledgeable guy and you're a good guy. Do you know what I mean?
Thank you, I appreciate it. No, I think it just all made sense. You know, with obviously the Baldock thing, which was obviously horrible. You know, everything with Baldock goes beyond football with that. You know, there's more important things than football in that day. And it was horrible.
It's also about the Leeds fans that got stabbed in Turkey. You know what I mean? It's more than football,
exactly. It's horrible. And what I loved as well when the Baldock thing, obviously not loving it happened, but I loved what us Leeds fans did. All of us were really supportive. So all of across our social media pages, there was loads of love out there for Baldock, which, as much as there's a rivalry between Leeds and Sheffield United, it just shows that fans come together.
You know what's the annoying thing is, it's just we're just Leeds' little brother, aren't we? That's all it is.
In some ways, it is. But at the same time, I think, especially last season, there's been a bit of a, I wouldn't say togetherness because there's never going to be that between them two, but more respect. I think we've got more respect for Wilder.
100%. I think both teams.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry to interrupt. I think, Joe. I just think if you were in playoffs in our position, we'd be cheering you on and wanting.
No, we were,
and we'd be cheering you on. I think it'd be vice versa. I think it's same with George. It's the same in George's aspect. I think if you'd lost a knowledgeable player who we all know, we'd be the same. Otherwise, we'd be the same vice versa. How you were with us, mate. So
yeah, definitely. You guys remind us a lot last season. It's literally exactly in some ways the same because I love Hamer. I think he's a quality player, but you've relied. Yeah, okay, Ricky. Yeah, he's not. You've relied on too much this season. We did the exact same thing with Somerville and Rutter, which didn't work because they got found out, and ultimately the best player didn't turn up in the playoffs. Hamer did. It was a brilliant. What's it called? Pass to Campbell. Brilliant goal. The second goal shouldn't have been chalked offside. I mean, if you score that, you're up. There's no someone can't come back from that.
Do you think that's game done, Joe? Do you think that's game done after that, mate? From your perspective?
Say that again, sorry?
Yeah, if Burrows' goal count, do you think that's game done from your perspective?
Definitely. 100%. Sheffield United were bossing that game. Someone couldn't cope with the intensity. They couldn't cope with anything. The one thing that really confused me with someone was the way they were playing. So they had Mayenda and Mundo up front. Two wingers who'd both go on the wings. And I was saying to a couple of other fans, because I was in Benidorm and there was quite a lot of Sheffield fans, Leeds fans from everywhere. And they're all saying, they're all saying, someone need a target man. And that, especially in that first half, they're crossing the ball in the box the whole time. And Sheffield United were just cleaning up every time because they had no one to target into. As soon as Isidore came on, that's when it started to change for them. And that's when it started to change.
I don't even think Isidore did anything when he come on, though.
Patrick Roberts changed.
Yeah, I thought Roberts what changed everything.
Yeah, it's a shame. I wish you guys
Isidore did a bit of bullying, to be fair, what I saw.
Yeah. You know what it is, though, that Mayenda, I swear to God, right, he can be quiet all game. He just needs a moment. That's all he takes.
Yeah,
just that through ball.
Hamer's the exact same.
Every team at top of division's got one player like that. You could say for Leeds, it's Solomon. You could say, well, Leeds have got more than one, but I don't want to say that.
He loves it. He loves it and all.
Top 4 or 5 sides, you could say Coventry, Radona. You could say, for example, Sunderland, Lefay. You could say, you know what I mean? You could say one moment of brilliance is winning your game.
Come on, let's have one more. Come on, Liam, one more.
I can't remember who else. Burnley, probably. Marcus Edwards, probably.
Brownhill.
Yeah,
Brownhill,
yeah.
I think next season with you guys, you definitely need to. I think Hamer goes, and I think he needs to go. Obviously, I know your owners; they're going to spend a lot. They are. Obviously, as much as it was annoying, probably for 30 million in Cannon when it could have been spent on more of a centre back. It still shows that they've got money to spend and they are willing to spend it.
Yeah, but you know what irritates me though, right? You can go spend 10, 30 million pound on a striker.
Yeah.
Can you say is go spend 10, 30 million on a centre back like you did with Rodon? I can't see it happening.
100%, I agree.
See, the different thing was he was on loan the first season, and I think the exact thing with Suter. You'd have got if Suter hadn't been injured, you'd have done exactly what we did with Rodon. You'd have bought him.
Yeah.
It's such
We'd have got top two anyway, Joe, if he'd not got injured.
Are you saying that with Championship, Ricky?
Yeah.
Or are you saying it with Premiership?
Pardon?
Are you saying it in Championship or are you saying it in Premiership for 10 mil?
Championship.
So you think we would if we went to the Premier League?
Yeah.
Either, I think either you'd have bought him. I think either, like we did with Rodon. We didn't go up, but we still bought Rodon for 15 million.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate.
It's time to get Tanganga out of Millwall, realistically.
Do you think you're not going for him, Joe? That's what I was
think...
going to mention, Tanganga. Would you not go in for him, Joe? Leeds, no?
No, I wouldn't go. I think...
Obviously, who is there at Leeds now? Sorry, mate, to interrupt. There's Rodon, Ampadu, Stroke, isn't there? Who else, really?
Rober, but he's a
centre back, though.
Yeah.
Brendan Harrison, Super Brendan Harrison.
No, we're in talks with two. I don't obviously want to make it about Leeds because it's a Sheffield United thing, but we're talking to centre backs. We are in talks today. We've put 2 bids in. One for a 21 years old French midfielder. He's captain of Strasbourg. 4 goals, 5 assists. And then a centre back who's Slovenia. I think he's played in the Euros for him. He's come on both feet. I think there's around 70 million for him. So we are willing to spend, but we have to spend. Even you have to spend 100, 150, 200, even have a chance of staying up. Obviously, with the gap getting so big.
I think
so.
More now.
I wouldn't go for Tanganga. I do think Sheffield go for him. Sheffield United go for him. 100%.
I don't. I think they're getting
him. Joe, honestly, Joe, because I know you know a lot, mate. So, what do you think reasonable price tag would get him out of there for? 10, 12?
8.
For who?
Tanganga.
8.
No, they're having a release clause of 2 million.
No,
that were typo.
13 million.
Oh, is it not? Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, we're typo.
13 million, yeah.
That's mental, that. I think with Tanganga, he's a good...
Let's see if your mic's work yet.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
He's a good player, Tanganga. He played well for Millwall. I remember him scoring against Millwall, a very sloppy goal. But I don't think he's quite at that level of Premier League just yet. I know he's got experience playing with Tottenham there. He don't have his recovery pace. I think it's not quite at that level. Obviously, with a few more years of developing the Championship, especially with Sheffield United, it'd be a good signing. But I feel like you guys are going to get Jimmy Dunn. I don't know why it just feels like a steal.
It's already a done deal.
I think
it's a steal. It's a steal signing.
I think Dunn is done, mate.
As soon as Wales was on that pitch speaking to him after the game, it's a done deal.
I think as well with Donny.
Me and my son were in away end at QPR, and Wilder after game, 3-4 minutes in conversation with him with his left arm round him, with Jimmy Dunn after game.
It's a good signing. He's got experience as well. He knows. I think he was one of their top scorers.
One of the best right back in leagues on stats. I'm sure he's in top 5.
He is.
I'd like to ask your opinions on a certain man that you won't like as he crossed over West Yorkshire.
Shea Charles, that's always saying straight away. Shea Charles, that's always mentioning.
No, Bogle.
But
Oh, brilliant. Right, Joe, I'll be honest with you. I'll go first.
Best in Championship, wankest in Premier League.
No, best attacking fullback in Championship by a country mile.
Yep.
You'll see next season defensively.
Yeah, I know. I've heard it. Yeah.
You'll get Thor deal on it.
You'll remember me now, mate, for what I've said to you now. So remember this, because honestly, you'll know what I mean next season. You'll get found out, mate.
No, definitely. It's. I think that it's not just going to be Bogle. I think it's whoever we have at fullback, because I'm hoping we do adapt, because the way we play, I was saying to Rick last time, both are right backs are almost playing as an extra number 10. You can't have that in the Prem. You'll get and not even just attacking. You're coming up against a different level of wingers. You know, you're not coming against I don't know. I'm trying to think of a winger in the Championship. Plaqueta, there you are, for Oxford. Plaqueta for Oxford, who's a decent player, but he's Championship level. You're coming against Luis Diaz, a Garnacho. You know, it's different levels, and Bogle's got to adapt. Whoever we get a left back, because Firpo's leaving for us. He's gone on a free.
I've seen Romano posting about Real Betis.
We all expected it, to be fair. I think with Firpo, he's left on a high. He came first season was really bad. I think it was the way we played under Jesse Marsh was he didn't believe in width. So he didn't believe in playing width, which is a bit weird. I don't know any of the manager who does that. So all our fullbacks are tuck in. So all the opposition would need to do was cross the ball over and they'd be completely free. I remember Matty Cash playing like the Polish Cathy was the calling. Absolutely done Firpo and got a brilliant goal. I'm hoping we do, obviously, but I'm glad he's left on a high. Obviously, getting us a helping part of a title, getting some crucial, obviously, a goal against you, lot that you won't want to remember. Getting some really good assists, but no, it's good to see.
For 65 minutes, we battered you. We absolutely battered you.
100%. No, I'm not taking it. It was 3-1 was very flattering. Obviously, I'm not going to complain at the time.
Can I just say, where the fuck did Bruce's goal come from? It just happened.
It was funny because as soon as we scored the second, we didn't even know what happened after because it was that quick after. It was a brilliant finish, and it
reminded me of my Enders goal at Wembley.
Yeah,
we're very similar to my Enders goal at Wembley.
Can we shut up about Leeds now and talk more Sheffield United?
Yes, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think
so.
Go on, Rick.
Go on.
Looking at the screen, right, we're seeing, is it Bellingham, how much has he just gone for? 38 million?
32, right?
Something like that, yeah. So if he's worth that much, on this modern day market, how much is Blaster worth?
30 million, I think.
Wow.
But he's not.
Evening Shacks.
Evening Shacks.
We've got another and here, Mr. Murray.
Yay, it's about time. Better late than never, lads, eh?
We have to keep in order here, though.
Is that a Leeds one?
It is a no.
Yeah, man.
Otherwise, it's going to be everybody talking over everybody.
No, right. We just need to go round, and when Ricky says a point, it'll give each other's. Obviously, we'll all go round opinions.
Right, you go Liam first, then do something clockwise. Then
well, I don't know what Ricky's going to ask us yet.
Right, questions on the screen, pal. How much is Blaster worth?
I said 30 million. 30 million, I think.
30 million.
Why do you think that?
I think 30 million.
Why do you think that?
Because I think he's got an high ceiling. Everyone's thinking his injury is going to be bad, but you could see in Premier League when he come into the team last season, when he come back from Port Vale, the only player that stood out on pitch. When they were getting back to 5-1 away at Newcastle or 5-0, whatever it were.
We can't really say that though, because Ben Osborne looked fucking good, didn't he? Because he put a effort in.
True.
Hey, so seeing as Shaq and Mo's just come there, can answer this one now. So Blaster, how much is worth on current market?
I want to know first why there's a fucking Leeds fan on my screen.
I come in peace. I do come in peace. I do. I've got no hate towards Sheffield United.
Listen, they don't come in fucking peace. Wash your
I am one of the only ones.
You'll be having fucking pigs on next.
No, that'll never happen.
I might get it to happen. Shall we have a go?
We'll get banned off YouTube if you do, Rick.
Right,
what's our Blaster worth?
Yeah, current market.
On what I've seen?
Yeah.
10 million.
10 million?
8 to 10.
Ooh. Reasons why?
Well, he's not played enough to justify an higher price tag to me. He's probably played about 20 games for us, hasn't he?
Yeah. All right. So with Bellingham going at 32.
Bellingham's played 2 full seasons in Championship, and he's got his brother's name.
Valid point.
Yeah.
He lives off that 100%.
Right, so
listen. I want our Blaster.
Not for his football ability, I don't think. He's nowhere near as good as Blaster, I can assure you that. No chance.
I want our Blaster to do well close to do as a blade. On what I've seen, 8 to 10 million.
Yeah.
That's fair for how much game time he's had, Shags, to be fair.
Yeah, he can't help that, but he's already worryingly he's looking injury prone. And if you're saying that we bought him for 15 million, I mean, apart from his ceiling, that's obviously higher, He's not of Amos quality yet, is he? Let's be honest.
No.
Nowhere near.
I
But
like
what you guys-
that.
Go on.
So, I like that white leather shirt just underneath you.
I don't know what
Yeah.
Jackson's got on. I don't know.
Hey, it's all right. He's just showing off, isn't it?
Who's next then? Quick question.
Maury, go on. I'll let you answer it. How much you saying is worth? And I want reasons.
I'd take 25.
Wow.
And the reasons, obviously, I think it's still a good young prospect as well. And he's captain material. And it's a shame that he's got injured last season. I think it would have been at least 35 to 40 million.
But didn't he come back to us because we were injured? From Port Vale, weren't he injured when he had to come back
his
for
knee
recovery?
did something to his knee, I think.
Got his knee.
So that's, what would you say, 2 seasons he's been injured for, like, call it a full season, because we were off of last season and then off this season. Do you know what I mean? So for a young career who's only just had like 2 full professional seasons, it's not very good, that is it? Really, like Shaq's just saying, he could be potentially injury prone, couldn't it? Oh, right, let's move on.
Always playing back. Always playing back to itself. All I can hear is an echo.
Oh, it's not me.
Yeah,
It's
I
me.
think it's me.
We're going to play the playback. Right, so he's bringing back Ollie Mack back to lane, a back step.
Can I go for
this one? Steve can do
Absolutely
this
no.
one.
No way. For me, no, not a pro. No. He's only fit half the time, and then he's got a shot like a child to start with. Not for me. I know he scored a few goals when on season we went up. We got about 14, I think, something like that. Not for me.
That
I mean, the original's
Roma,
only running in the concrete to me. Pulling a caravan. He's got as much pace in it as Arlassa. Oh, that's as fast as he is.
Kiefer Moore's not much better though, is he? He's a fucking donkey.
Yeah.
Absolute donkey. Never wanted him to
Fucking
start.
terrible. I'd love
Not
to
at all.
fucking sell him. He's fucking wank.
He's good at holding ball up.
Big key for more.
Yeah.
Needs to go to Wrexham.
And then he'll score against us.
He signed a 3-year deal, didn't he?
Yeah, don't mean we can't get rid of him.
Right, what do you think of winning a race?
What, between Bernie and Finger? I reckon
The
it's
ball or the snail.
We don't know. They spend half the time on floorball for him, so they probably.
Bernie runs like Brewster, like a 6-foot chicken.
Yeah, but I reckon.
Yeah, so the
Bernie wins because he'd throw elbow in.
Ball or the snail?
Snail.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Sorry, how many outgoings do you see happening?
Go on, we'll go round. Who goes first?
Steve, let Big Steve start.
What's the question again? Sorry.
How many outgoings do you see happening? Yeah.
How many outgoings? Tough question, to be honest. I think Vinny will stay. I think Amy will go. So that's one.
I'd rather keep Vinny than Amy, to be honest with you.
So I think Anel, so that's two. I think City Peck goes. I'll go 3.
So's your 3, Steve. Amy, City Peck.
Yeah, and Anel.
Yeah.
Craig?
Emma, City Peck, Anel, and One.
Right. I'll go next. I think Hamer, City Peck, and I can see One going.
Like a rewind of what I've just said.
I know, and that's all I can think of.
What about you, Shaq? What are you saying?
Sorry.
We are distant related, Maury. It's all right, pal.
I think Anel will go because I think he's got ideas above his station. I think he thinks he's better than what he is. I think O'Neill will go because we always sell a youngster, and then I think Amer will go because I think that Premier League will just be too much for him. Like when this, I think he probably wants to stay and he probably loves it, but when they start showing you that fixture list and you've got choice between going to Oxford or going to Anfield, it's going to answer itself, that question, innit?
Yeah, right, yeah.
Agreed.
It's interesting that you mentioned Peck. With him being his first season, obviously he wasn't meant to play as much as he was because the Arblatter's injury meant that he had to play. And I thought Peck, what a player! I love
Arblatter's 20 times better than him, Joe. 20 times better than him.
Arblatter probably is. He is.
Really?
But I think with Peck, what I've seen is that boy can run.
100%.
That boy can run, and he can run and run and run.
What goals has he scored? He's not scored one fucking goal.
Listen, I've got a dog that can run. Listen, I've had this argument with a million people. Running, and Wilder said it himself. Running is not an attribute. Every professional 100%. Footballer should be able to run. When somebody says he runs himself into the ground, guess what? That's what you're fucking paid to do. If you're not doing it, then you've got a problem. So that running is not an attribute. So forget that. Take running out of it. Like Liam said, how many goals did he score?
It's not running that I'm thinking of, it's his passion. What do you think to his passion?
His what?
His passion. Would you say that's an attribute?
He needs a better haircut, I know that much.
Right, I'll tell you my outgoings. I think I'm going to surprise you all here. I think Eamon and Vinny both stay. Right.
Good.
Right, listen to me. I think Sidney Peck's going to get sold. I think Ryan One's going to get sold for 10 to 15 million and all. And I think Anel goes. They're my three. I think there'll be three outgoings, and I think Eamon and Vinny will stay.
Do you know what?
Big C's is more important than him because I think you can replace him more. But I think you go for Radoni from Coventry. I know it's the anniversary. It's the anniversary of getting a Coventry player every year. He's a good player, Radoni.
And Eamon's been playing
he is good, Radoni, but I really do think he costs too much, Radoni.
Radoni's a different player.
He's had one good season.
Well, I know.
Me, personally, I think Kone goes just because there's a lot of thing around him, but I think there's a misconception with how much we're going to get for players. I think people look at the Asula deal and think we're going to get that with every player. I don't think we get nowhere near 15 million for Kone. I think we get about 10. Yeah, I think Peck, we're lucky to scrape 15 as much as I think he's worth 20, 25, whatever. I don't think we'll get it. I think now.
Out of all them players everybody just said, there's one that nobody said, and he's the one that I want to stay. Out of all them, and that's Cooper.
Cooper. Them two. Like you said, though, Shaq's main one for me is Cooper's 100%.
Cooper, 1,000,000% is worth more than every one of them players I've not mentioned there.
Yeah,
because we've seen the alternative, and it's Gerbich, fucking dodgy Wes, we've just had a list of wank keepers, and Cooper is that much better than all them that I couldn't even put you a price on Cooper. If somebody come knocking on my door for Cooper, and I were that club, I couldn't even gear a value. 25 million is way better than Ramsdale, and he went for that. So he's worth more than that in my eyes.
Yeah.
What's that kid called who went to Chelsea? That Kepa went for about 60 million. He couldn't tie Cooper's laces.
Yeah,
he couldn't.
So for me,
40 million they pay for him at Man United, and he's not even worth Cooper's left leg.
He's better than Anana, I think. I don't care what anyone says.
He's
better than Anana.
I think that Cooper, without being funny, if he stays with us, I don't know what you think, lads. But I think that Cooper is potentially an England goalkeeper.
Yeah, I do. But
his only problem is others that are in that queue.
Others that, because obviously Trafford gets it from being at Man City, doesn't he?
Trafford, Henderson.
There's Nick Pope as well, isn't there? There's Nick Pope. I know he's been out of frame a while.
Nick Pope, I think he's done now. I think he's a bit too old now.
Do you know what I don't get, though?
I think Cooper's a better keeper than Trafford, I really do. Don't forget, Trafford's had a fantastic.
Do you know what I don't get? Is how on earth has flipping Jimmy fucking Beadle got in England squad over Cooper last season?
It's Young'uns, isn't it? It's Young'uns, but I know what you're saying.
He's only 20 years old. He's about 6'7".
And I will say as well, I'd rather have Jimmy Beadle than fucking Ivo Gerbich Ivo Gerbich any day.
Do you know what's more shocking than that? And we've got a Leeds fan on. Melier has got a French cap.
Wow.
Oh, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my
No,
god.
yeah.
What
Yeah.
does
Oh.
Connor call him? Flipping French hologram.
He's awful. He's
Joe,
absolutely
Joe, I wanted your perspective, mate, from obviously a rival fan. Who do you think leaves us, mate, and how many?
Who leaves? Tough. Who leaves? I think Hamer goes.
Weight Watchers needs to go.
Wait, watch.
I think Hamer goes, and
Yep.
I wouldn't take him at Leeds.
You're gonna get him, though,
Think he
aren't
goes
you?
to Everton, then?
You're
You
gonna
think he
get
goes
him.
to Everton, Joe?
You're gonna get him.
Think he goes
I
to
have a
Everton?
feeling we do, just because I'm not sure how reliable the bid was last season. Apparently, we put a bid in for 30 million, and then some bullshit about we put Garo in the deal.
13,
But
weren't it?
You did
13.
put Brew in the deal. You
Yeah,
put Brew in the deal.
it wouldn't surprise me. But at the same time,
I'd take that deal now.
Yeah, I would. I would
What,
really.
13 million,
I
Shaq?
would as well.
13
Yeah.
million in Peru.
What,
Shaq,
15 million in Peru? 100%.
15 million in Peru?
how many
Yeah.
goals?
Are you telling me Peru's better than
Top
Hamer, then?
scoring. He got 20 goals in
It's not about
Championship.
that.
Wait, listen. Are you telling me Joe Peru's better than Gustavo Hamer, then?
They're
No,
not same
I'm saying
players.
that I'd have 20 million in Peru.
Oh,
No, he's not
and
better.
then
He's best player in that league by a
15
country
that
mile.
15
By a
million
country
gets
mile,
sounds.
he's best player in that division. And do you want me to tell you who, along with Willie and Anthony, don't fucking play? They are the best two players in that league. Ability-wise, technically-wise, they're the best two players in that division.
You think?
Gustavo Hamer and Willie and Anthony.
That's what I like, that we had a headache between who played, because the season before we didn't have depth.
I think Ramazan is better than Nonto.
I do as well. It's got a higher ceiling than Nonto. Anyway,
I think he were only on loan, but I thought player what impressed me most at Leeds was Solomon.
Yeah,
Solomon is good.
He took a while. He took a while to actually adapt. Because he had a massive injury. It was actually his wife who convinced him to come to Leeds. He wasn't sure about. He had offers from Spain and other European clubs. I don't think we're getting him though. I think he's staying at Tottenham.
Joe, do you know what he were on a week?
You what?
Do you know what he were on a week?
He ran a lot. I'm not sure the figure, but he was on.
I bet, man.
He was one of the highest earners. He was. And Bamford was
Do you
on
think
70
we need to
grand.
start breaking our fucking wage structure a bit, because we always seem to
100%.
get fucking outdone with wages
Pay
all
peanuts.
fucking
That's why
time?
they all
I mean,
fucking leave.
look how much Leeds paid on wages last season compared to us, and we were a fucking parachute team. I mean, granted they were and they made a lot of money, but the amount if you hadn't gone up, you'd have been fucked. Honestly, I really do.
Yeah,
I think that. I really think
We
if you hadn't gone up,
needed
you'd have been fucked financially.
Same as we will this season if we don't.
But that's what I'm saying, right? If we don't go up, we're going to be fucked, right? So do you think we should go to broke and just fucking go
Do
for
you
it?
want me to tell you why we fucked? 'Cause Wilder goes, Cooper goes, Burrows goes. Who else
I
goes?
think you win championship. I think you win title next season.
What, you've got
I'd still be
Southampton
on
Ipswich to contend with, though, haven't you, Joe?
I think you win title.
Southampton are wine.
I think Southampton first or second.
Do you think you get Shea Charles? Because we've been with him today.
No,
I don't think we're going to get him.
I think
I'm not going to get it.
Do you think that's his agent, Joe, trying to get him a big move? Or
Probably. Potentially, yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah, we've seen it before with players. We've had it.
I don't think he's
when we're not in the
that
mix.
to us, because obviously he's at Southampton, so why would he just come across to another team in Championship?
But at the same time, I feel
all I'm going to say is
there's a better project than Sheffield United.
Yeah, with Shea Charles, right? You know, like how we were saying that when he went signed for Wednesday again and said, "Oh, there were no chance for him joining." That duo were a lot closer than people really think, and what he's letting on, it were very, very close. Let's put it that way.
Why did he say something?
Yeah, he made out he weren't joining us.
Well, of course he's going to say that. He's not going to sign for Sheffield Wednesday. Go, I never wanted to play there because it looked awful.
Oh yeah. No. Well, what we were on loan at Wednesday, and then Southampton recalled him in January, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know that with Shea Charles.
Yeah.
So Shea Charles, he looked half decent at Wednesday.
Yeah.
Who's our worst player? Would you say?
Shaq's.
What?
Who's our worst player?
Worst.
Sheffield United's worst player.
Jack
Robinson. You know, if Jack Robinson went to play for Arnold on a Sunday, he'd look fucking brilliant. Shea Charles were playing in a wank Wednesday side. They are fucking diabolical. And I'm not saying that because I'm a United fan. I watched them a few times. They are fucking shy. So if you're not looking good in that side, then you've got fucking problems. So if that's where he can only be judged on an half good season in a dog shit side. He's never played for Southampton. He's never played for anybody else. So let him go and have a season somewhere else, then judge him. Because, like I said, if you put fucking Jack Robinson in a Sunday League team, he'd look like best player in the world. And that's kind of what Shea Charles playing at Wednesday is like to me, because they're fucking wank. So if you don't stand out in that side, or every single one of our fucking youngsters like Blacker, Waldron, Wani, Jeb Beattie, they'd all stand out at Wednesday because Wednesday are wank. Not because they're good, because they're wank. So that Shea Charles, he needs to stop getting carried away with himself because trust me, let's see him in a side where he's got competition.
Do you think that's similar to Cannon though?
Would he get in his Southampton squad though, Jay Charles?
Yeah, they're going to lose
a championship to a championship, so of course he will.
It depends who they lose. It depends. They've got that small bone who plays in his position. He's better than Shea Charles.
They've got in there, Sharks. I'm trying to think who else they've got in there. I can't remember.
They've got that kid who signed from Rangers, that Joe Aribo.
There's that other kid who they've got us worth a bit, isn't they?
Fernandez.
Who's that? Yeah. Who's Fernandez?
Some Portuguese player they've got. He's probably their best player, if you want to call it, last season.
He's a good player.
They're wanting 30 million for him.
They've got Cameron Archer if anybody's interested.
we were going to get him in January. We were very close to getting him in January.
I honestly think Archer, in the system what we're playing now, he'd have fucking smashed it.
He must be the only striker in fucking Europe that scored less than Ryan Brewster in the last 2 years.
Oh, that's wrong. That's harsh. No, yeah.
No, sorry. I thought of one McBurney.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. He's just gone 1 in 34 in Spain, hasn't he?
I know, last league and that. In a weak team as well.
Scored 3.
Didn't they get relegated?
Yeah, two of them were cup though, so can't say.
Two of them were in cup. Some of them were in cup against Cartagena, and Cartagena are probably about as good as
Wednesday.
48.
I think one player you should take is Rothwell.
Yeah, Rothwell. I'd love Rothwell.
If we don't get Rothwell, 100%.
It'd suit your system so well.
He's on stupid money here.
Yeah, I reckon so as well. But what's he going to want to do? Start every week or stay where he is?
He's at Bournemouth currently, and I don't see him getting in there anytime soon.
No. Thing is with Rothwell, he's one of them players. He's not good enough at Premier League, but he's too good for Championship.
No, yeah, definitely.
It's like we
knew he wasn't taken, but he's done his job.
Hamza Chowdhury is same, too good for Championship, not good enough for Premier League.
Thing is with Chowdhury, though, right? Is it the fact that we were shit at right back position, or were Chowdhury actually that good at right back?
I think both.
That every fucking player would play there. Femi couldn't stay fit. Harry Clark were wank. Gilchrist got dropped because of 2-3 performances.
It really surprised me you went for Clark.
Somebody on your chat of the day were trying to tell me that Gilchrist were good. They couldn't got a fucking nosebleed if he went forward.
It's funny you mentioned Gilchrist because Connor and Jimmy were doing compare their team at seasons, and he had Gilchrist as his starting right back for team at season. I don't know if he meant it as a joke, but yeah, it was a bit.
I'd have rather got fucking Del Ghiri off at fucking under-21's coach and got him playing.
There weren't many balls got crossed up from that left-hand side or right-hand side as he was defending. That whole time I'm thinking off him. I thought Alfie weren't too bad, to be honest. That one had the falling out with Wilder and not get proactively played some of the game.
Let's have an agreement. Who thought Alfie were good, who thought Alfie were bad? Let's start, Ricky, you go.
Can I just chuck something in before you answer that?
Go on then.
I sit on South Stand on H block, yeah, and I'm on about 10th row. So they're warming up in front of me, and second half, when we're attacking Cobb, the right back is right in front of me. So it used to be Baldock, used to be Bogle. This season, it was Gilchrist. That cunt is 21-year-old, and he is gasping for breath in 50th minute, asking for fucking Lucozade sachets and fucking oxygen. So I don't know what the fuck's wrong with his fitness, but he couldn't breathe.
I'm going to counter
Sounds
shaft
like
for that
gamble,
one,
doesn't it?
and I sit near the corner flag
That's it,
on the
sort of
right hand
team.
side, so I see him for
Yeah.
the first half up and down that right hand side, and I thought he fucking looked great for 45 minutes.
Half of them do. Half of the fucking team do. Vinny cramps up every game.
Yeah.
That's the question, actually, I wanted to mention. Do you think there's a massive fitness issue behind it?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Between all of them. Gilchrist,
I do.
Campbell,
Yeah.
Aimer, Sousa, all of them.
And I don't
It's
think
them
it's
hills.
just
It's
the
them hills in
recent
Sheffield.
Campbell's going smoke out his ass after an
But it's
hour.
not only been this season. This has
Honestly,
been the
God, the
problem
Christmas
for a
stream is
while.
come off. Ain't the same, he comes off. You fit, man, like you said, he takes go on. Like you just said, Vinny Sousa cramps up. Fucking hell, he can go on forever. They're dropping like flies all off.
one of the only players I've seen constantly run with a bit of skill and not get fucked all season. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's 3.5 stone, isn't he?
He's going to be huge in next
that
season.
3.5 stone does pinch balls off players. Do you know what I mean? Honestly, I think next season, I think he'll beat Man me.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like a tricky Ben Osborne.
Yes, similar.
Ben Osborne, fucking hell, he's a lot better than him.
I don't know. Yeah, he's a tricky version of him. He's 3.5 stone. He bobs about like a fucking crisp bag in wind, and he'll play a nice pass every now and again.
Didn't he get most assists this season?
The cunt's got a fucking Alice band in his hair.
Have you noticed as well? He talks like he's from London, even though he's from Coventry.
He talks like he's in fucking N-dubs.
He's from Birmingham, you know?
He is, but he talks like he's from the ends. It's really
Talks
weird.
like a bell end. Him and Rian Brewster have got same speech therapist that they just sound like bell ends.
You see Brewster leaving?
He's always
Steve Brewster leaving.
He always says this.
I fucking hope so.
Obviously, 1,000,000%. Obviously,
I think
they're his
he's
two
settled for
favourite
Preston.
words, mate. Every interview, he says it about 10 million times. Did you see when we were getting interviewed against Bristol at end of game? He couldn't stay still. It was like, and everything what we're getting said. Fucking hell.
I told you what I'll do with. I told you on that chat what I'll do with Brewster. I'll have a day off work and I'll drive him to any club in England that he wants to go to. We all his stuff in my van for free.
Do you know what?
How many years?
I'll pull up at his house at 6 in the morning. I'll empty my van. I'll pull up at his house. I'll put all his shit in it and I'll take him wherever the fuck he wants to go. I'll not speak to him. Won't wait there. I'll just drop him off. I'll say, Rian, this is where you live now for 5 years. Get the fuck out of my van.
How many years has he got in his contract? How many years has he got in his contract?
He's stolen 5 years and now he's got nothing left. So fuck him off.
Definitely.
And you know what else you can do when Brewster goes? You can sack two physios. You can sack two physios because they've had a full-time job looking after that cunt. They should have got carers allowance when we signed fucking Brewster. I'm surprised the cunt's not on fucking disability allowance. He's injured that much. It's on fucking pimp with a free car.
At least you won't have to drive him, Ben.
Yeah, I'll get a blue badge.
Free parking.
Yeah.
Right,
park bang outside Asda. And when somebody says, "What are you doing there?" I'll say, "It's all right. I've got Rian with me. I can't fucking walk."
What about if you want to the Rangers, Shaq? Would you take a deal?
Take who?
Would you take Brewster to Rangers?
Take him anywhere.
Yeah, I'll take him. Yeah, anywhere where I don't have to like go off a seat or that. I won't take him to Europe. I'd just leave him in Dover. So fuck off.
Let him swim. Let him swim across Channel.
Listen. He'd pull his hamstring, putting his fucking trunk top. How the fuck's he going to swim? He can't run.
It's fucked if you want to play for Isle of Man then.
I think they'll have some place in the league for him in there, Isle of Man.
How much did you spend on him again?
26, 23. Then you've got to think of wages as well on top of that.
Under 23s, everyone.
Don't fucking books.
And because of his share at Swansea, remember?
Yeah, on the perception of half a season at Swansea.
Yeah,
it was very like a Ted Evans moment.
No, I think one thing you've got to keep Cooper more than any player. Cooper is.
Yeah, without doubt.
I'm so jealous of Cooper because we had a fraud in net. Honestly, awful.
But Parker did right thing though. He dropped him, didn't
he? Yeah, eventually. Yeah,
the thing is, Wilder never fucking dropped Robbo. Do you know what I mean? He carried on with it.
One
He's a fucking concrete fucking statue.
One question actually to do with Holding. Like
Holding.
Fit, why not playing? Why not playing?
Because he's not called Jack Robinson and he don't wank Wilder off.
I think he's got some porno stash of it.
He's not very good at blowjobs, I've heard. He's not very good at blowjobs, I've heard.
How's right? Let me just say.
I know what it were. Holding's
how's that
when Wilder were holding time tight?
Right. How's he getting squad over Rob Holding? And then obviously he's as slow as a bloody snail. Even concrete flipping cock can run faster than that.
Concrete cock? What the fuck? Concrete cock with feet?
And
you might as well put Statue of Liberty in flipping defensive doing a better job.
And you kept him on?
I think Rob Holding's problem was when he was at Palace, he fell out with... No, Holding.
Yeah. He triggered the year after 25 appearances.
Oh, he could fuck off back to Liverpool and put him at Tranmere. Something like that.
Right, I've got a question.
I'd rather have that bloke shouting programmes £3.
350.
Lads,
I'd rather have him at mine.
I've got a question for everyone, right? So, you know, to me, right side's been biggest fucking problem this season. Right back and right wing, we've never got it sorted all fucking season, right?
No,
so if you could bring anybody in now, lads, with say here's money while they go and get a right winger, who would you bring in?
Right wing or right back or both?
Right wing.
Vocal.
Right wing.
Vocal. Straight away.
I'm going to say something. Right.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Fuck off, Craig.
He didn't say where from. He didn't say how much money we're spending.
Tries to dream.
You think, Maura?
I'm going to go with what you said a couple of weeks ago, Ricky. And I've very likely can play at right wing, Tyree Stolen.
Yeah. I don't
That's
mind.
He's touted to come in, though, isn't he? Dolan's touted to come in.
Yeah, we've had talk to
him. He's on a free, isn't he? He's on a free as well.
Being serious, I'd have Colliosho from Burnley.
Oh, that is a good one for you, lot.
Because I don't think he's going to get in now because all these, they've bought all them players, haven't they, like Edwards and that, and I think he's just going to be...
Where does he play it as well? Manuel Benson.
Yeah, I don't mind him either.
Well, that's another one as well.
That's what I'm saying. So the wingers are stacked up there, man, so I don't think they're all going to get in Premier League, you know what I mean?
No.
Anthony and Edwards are starting, aren't they? Anthony not left.
Exactly. So you've got Benson, who we'd have. You've got Colliosho, who we'd have.
They come on loan, surely, for season if it's guaranteed.
Simple, isn't it? Left and right, so I'd get them in.
I said Benson.
I'd go to Bournemouth and I'd try and get David Brooks.
Yeah, I knew you were saying anything. Yeah.
But why are you wanting Brooks though, Shaq?
He's been playing,
I do.
He's been playing, hasn't it?
Yeah, but he dropped for Southampton, so why wouldn't he drop for us?
Yeah, but he's been playing now. He weren't playing at the time when he dropped for Southampton. He's been getting team now ahead of Tavernier and Semenyo sometimes when they've been injured or missing or whatever.
Semenyo's going though, isn't he?
Yeah, no. So are they going to want to keep Brooks?
I think Bournemouth are after like quite a lot of fucking decent players. So I think that if he finds himself on bench, I reckon we could go for him.
Hopefully,
good player, Brooks. Really good player.
He played a lot of Bournemouth last season, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And we can take him back to Hillsborough to end another one of their fullbacks' lives with a nutmeg.
Remember when he scored against Leeds years ago? A brilliant finish. Really.
I don't think he struggles with his fitness, though.
Hour in away, and then when Billy scored first goal. Billy scored first goal, didn't he? Then you equalised, and then Brooks scored to make it 2-1.
Yeah.
I went away, and then yeah.
I went to that game and all.
Yeah.
I think Brooks struggles with his fitness, to be fair.
Who do I play on left?
Yeah.
Jamie goes my first because I know Shaq has said it and that. Obviously, we won't get him if Farrell and then Bilbao come in with wages, but Borja signs for me, lads.
All day and every day. All day and every day. I agree with that.
Murphy.
But like Shaxter said, if Bilbao come in and say his Champions League football is 80 grand a week, see you later, Sheffield United.
Correct.
Like Shaxter's mentioned in chat, boys, is it Wrexham away on a fucking cold Tuesday night, or is it fucking Barcelona away on a cold Tuesday, on a fucking warm Tuesday night?
There you go.
Wrexham away.
I'd rather go Wrexham. Barcelona's a
Murphy.
shithole.
Sorry, I just love him, lads. I know
Parts
obviously
of
he's
it
got
are.
attitude, but Wilder fucking gave him a boot up arse and taught him into touch. I think he'd fucking flourish in our side if Gus goes. On that side, he's perfect. He scored 18 goals, one behind Joe Purrell this season. I think he only got 4 assists, but 18 goals in the Port Norwich teams.
Yeah,
Not bad
he's
for
a good player.
Outstanding player.
He's also a slimy little cunt that spat in someone's face.
Yeah, no. But like I said, Wilder will fucking soon put him into check, Shax, won't he?
I'd beat slapping Wilder, he'd put him back. He'd straighten him up.
I just don't see it myself, but
You know
that's
what?
just
I don't, Shax, but I just love him, mate, and I just wanted him. But
We all
I don't
said this
see it
about
either.
Wilder. He's got our best interests at heart and all this lot, right? And is this, that, and all. And we'd say, oh, he'd put him into touch and all this lot. But I don't think he would, mate. I really don't think he would. I think, like, he's got his favourites, and do you get what I'm saying, right? I think to get into that little group, right, even when players don't do that much wrong or something, right, he don't give a fuck about him. Do you get what I mean? I feel like if you're not part of his little clique, that's it. I mean, what did O'Hare do wrong? What did O'Hare do wrong? He didn't do fuck all wrong. Do you know what I mean?
Lost a load of games.
Do you get what I'm saying, right?
Don't you think we should be all over Chatfatadze, whatever his name is?
Oh, yeah, from Watford. He's a good player.
Chatfatadze.
Whatever.
He's gonna Leicester. He's gonna Leicester, yeah, I think.
But we should be all over players like that caliber, do you know what I mean, to push,
If it's not Signs or him, it's Josh Murphy for me.
Yeah, Josh Murphy without a doubt for me.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Or if you can't get him, go and bang Luton's door down for Alfie Dowerty because you can play him or Burrows and fucking switch him up.
You know what I like?
Yeah.
And this might be a shout. Oh no, Quad War Bar.
Who's he play for?
Who's that?
Watford.
He sounds like a Minecraft character.
Yeah, it's fast.
Oh, I think I know what you mean now. I know what you mean now, Murray. Bar, yeah. Sorry, mate.
And with dreads that look like Predator.
A good player,
yeah.
Is it Kenny Barr or something?
Oh, Barr. Oh, I heard the Barr.
Yeah, Barr. It's B-A-H, innit? Yeah, he's a good player.
No, B-A-H.
Yeah.
B-A-H.
I'll be honest with you, lads. I ain't got a fucking clue who he is.
He's strong as well.
But now Morris said I remember him vaguely.
I was just worried that when you said he had dreadlocks and he played for Watford and he looked like Predator, you ran about your LaRoche.
Yeah,
Is that where he is now?
He's a bit taller than LaRucci, though.
Yeah.
He is now.
He's not young no more. He's like 29, 30 more. He's not quite young, him.
Who's that?
Oh. Remember when he was young, he was a quality player.
Is it?
He used to be.
It's all right.
Right, lads.
While he comes back, go on.
Where's Ricky going?
I'm gonna get off now because I've got work in morning.
Right, take care, Maury. I'll see you later, bro.
Have a good one, brother.
Oh, you take care, yeah.
See you in a bit.
Yeah, man,
Night,
take care, bro.
See you in a bit. Nice to meet you all.
Up the blades.
Up
Up the blades and up just United.
Up the fucking blades.
Just United.
Up the fucking blades. In a bit. Have a good one.
See you in a bit, brother.
In a bit, brother.
Are you back, Ray?
Hey, I'm back.
What was
what about possible Robert first?
Who?
Do you think that's reasonably we've got a chance of getting them?
Who?
Anybody?
What players would you like?
Of course we have. Of course we have, mate. Of course we have.
There's a reason why we can attract to like Cooper, Burrows, and all this sort of O'Hare when Leeds wanted him and things like that. It's because we are.
When you were in for him and all, Joe, you were in for Burrows and O'Hare, weren't you? I'm sure you were in for Burrows.
It was funny. The thing with Burrows, it was weird. So Sheffield are after him, and it got reported that.
Oh, what did you do then?
Sheffield United are after him. And
lads,
I remember
my battery's on 1%, and I'm going because I'm up early in the morning. But
Sharks,
take
care, bro. See you in a
brother. Take care, bro. Up the fucking blades, brother.
Leeds fan. I hope you get fucking hammered next season. You come bottom. See you later.
See you later, man. Take care.
What a way to go out, that is.
Yeah,
Joey,
Wow.
he's only joking, brother.
Wow.
Yeah,
No,
joking,
reasonably. I mean, if you could get, if there's one player that you really think that United could get on a for whatever money, reasonably, who would you have? For me, I'd want Josh Badger.
I knew you were going to say him, brother. I knew it. Rate shout. Fucking rate shout.
Honestly, mate. And if he switched to a 4-4-2 and he were up top with Campbell, you can get ready, I'm telling you. But that means Eamon's not dropping into 10.
I don't think Campbell's as good as he's made out to be, mate. I think he's had a career-ridden injury. I don't think he's over his
purple patch,
injuries.
Rick.
He just had a little. He's 25-year-old and it's first time he's scored in double figures.
You're right, what you're saying. He scored. How many goals did he score? 12?
Yeah, it's first time in his career he's getting double figures. First time
I
ever.
know it's only
Steve from Burnley.
25.
Stevie from Burnley, without a doubt.
What
like
if
a
you
Jack
could buy any player? That's what you.
He
said realistically, there's no chance.
Realistically,
Craig. Burnley.
You don't play football, Manchester United.
Oh, I thought we were on FIFA. Sorry, lad.
Right,
no.
Mike.
The most,
Go on, Craig.
the most
Go on.
realistic signing you
I
get.
can't think. Yeah, you'll keep going. I'm just thinking, man.
Go on, Joe.
The most realistic signing you get. Is that the question? Sorry, the most realistic signing.
Yeah, brother. Isn't it, Rick?
And you get
I'm going
Rothwell.
to go for Mr. Callum Doyle.
Yeah.
Good shout.
What do you think is maximum spend on it? Do you think 10 million is max? Do you think that's how I would go? Do you think
I think 15 on a player in this league, I think.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I think 10, but depending on the player, I think we will go higher.
It could be 10. It could be 10 plus 5 in add-ons, or 10 plus 3 in add-ons, or 10 plus 2 in add-ons.
I think 20 you guys spend on a max on a player.
Really, Joe?
You think about it, the owners you've got are very good. Obviously, you've got PSR to obviously take into consideration. Obviously, spending 30 million a Cannon could obviously play into that. Obviously, I don't think you guys are going to spend it in before July. So obviously, the PSR the deadline changes. Then there's no pressure really. And obviously, I don't think Bogle is if he means the Prem, then yeah. I'm not.
Premier in Championship is not. I'm not
looking forward to it. I'm not. Of course, it's no Leeds fan. We have a massive group chat of Leeds fans. No one has said about Bogle. Pull up any trees in the Prem or being consistent or being good. No, because we know his time at Sheffield United and we know what he was like.
It's so skillful, the Championship, and he's been at the Premiership for a year, so he's got that experience now. He knows what it's about. He's been with us, so he's going to be better for you.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm hoping. Obviously, I'm hoping that
my signing, boys, is
100%.
Sorry, Joe. My signing is
no.
My signing with our shouted foot left wing, boys. Borges signs. I just love him. I just think I watched him a lot of times last season, and without him, Norwich, I think they'd be fucking 15th, 16th. I don't know where they finished. I think they'd be further down.
Imagine if he'd have played them extra 10 games.
Absolutely, can you imagine if we got 4 or 5 Matter in middle and Borges signs on left and Amory in 10.
And Amory in 10. Oh.
Yeah.
Even Josh Murphy. Even Josh Murphy instead.
You could what you could do, Steve, if your Blaster's not fully fit for the start of the season, you could put Gus at side of Vinny where he fucking should be in his natural number 8 position. Obviously, I know he can play 10, but his natural fucking position is number 8. That's where he played at all time for Coventry. Deep fucking line midfielder at side of Ben Sheaf, or I can't remember. I think it was somebody else in there injured when Ben Sheaf got injured at the time, but he played number 8. So to me, he should be at side of Vinny. Then you should have Aware in 10, but then you could go 4-4-2. You could put Campbell and Madger up front and play 4-4-2.
I just think this is too good in front of goal to be. You're right in what you're saying, and I understand what you're saying. But I think Gus needs to be in 10 because he's in front of goal. He's
and like Rick said, he's going to get too many bookings.
Do you know what problem is, right? And
then all they can drop him, but he's knackered.
We want another striker and all this, all right. But issue is, right, he's going to do the same thing what he's done with Brewster. He will force it to work because he paid 10 million for Cannon. He will force it no matter what he does. He's going to force Cannon to work regardless. He will drop every single person up top just so Cannon can play. Honestly, mate, right? That's the problem with Wilder. You know, like when he overspends on a player or something, he forces it to happen. That's why I think Brewster, how many times Brewster been injured, you get what I mean, and been forced back too early and got injured again. I mean, look at Brighton last season. Best game he's played for us, without a doubt. And it was too soon, too much running for his legs. He can't take it, right? And Brewster shouldn't really be in the first team this season. Yeah, he did well against Wednesday and got that goal, but realistically, that's a £23 million signing 4 years ago. So look at inflation.
He's been a fan. He's been a fan for 23 million.
Oh, yeah, right. So going on inflation, that's around about 40 million now. Do you know what I mean? Like, is he a £40 million striker? Nowhere fucking near, mate.
He's
You're
not even
looking
a
to
£10 million fucking striker.
I think if Wilder wasn't in charge, he'd have gone years ago.
I agree. We would have.
I agree.
And
but Joe,
go on.
But what I wanted to ask you all is, right, even from a Leeds perspective, well, from Joe's perspective, or a Leeds fan, right, he's saying Jack Robinson and Ryan Bruce should be nowhere near your side. So if all those five on here can fucking notice it, why can't Chris Wilder, Alan Neil and bastard coaches notice it then?
We've already gone about the
I think
it's the best at blowjobs, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I mean, I love to think Robinson slightly, to be honest. The only one that I think that's come out with any pride whatsoever is Hamza Chowdhury. And I wanted him myself personally. I really wanted him in.
That's another thing, Joe. Every fucking signing, good point, Steve. Every fucking signing who we brung in January, pal. The only fully fit one was fucking Tom Cannon. Hamza Chowdhury weren't playing for Leicester. Diaz not played for 4 months. Harry Clark weren't playing for Ipswich. Rob Holding not played for 2 bastards. He played for under 21s. No wonder he couldn't dislodge Robin. He couldn't fucking play. He weren't match fit. That's to me, and on my heart, that is the only fucking reason Rob Holding is not playing because of Jack Robinson. It can't be any other fucking reason. It can't.
Because he's been kicking beach balls around with kids at Crystal Palace for 2 years. What's it going to be?
But do you know what pisses me off? You know what pisses me off, right?
Why bring him in then? Why bring him in?
When you get people, right, fucking complaining at us, like, you know, when people boo Robinson or something like that, or when we played wank, like when we got smashed by Hull and everyone stood there like clapping, oh, we should be happy with what we've done.
We should be happy we got smashed 3-0 by wank.
Why should we? Do you know what I mean? If you've been wank and you played wank, you can't call it other else like you tried. No, you were fucking wank. Do you know what I mean? It's like Millie being nice to Millie, like wrapping up in cotton wool.
No, he doesn't.
Do you know what I mean?
I could spend an hour talking about Millie because how bad he is. One thing I hate is that he's a shit keeper. He is, and none of his clean sheets he earned them. It was all down to the defense. The defense saved him most games, and it was frustration because we looked at Cooper and we thought, why can't we have that? Why can't we have
the legend is here, David Morwood. Oh.
And when we Joe, the fucking legend, Mr. Morwood.
David.
You don't know I've talked some fucking shit on this programme, I can tell you.
Do you mean all Leeds shit?
Huh?
Do you mean all the Leeds fucking shit?
Leeds?
Go on, David.
Is your Leeds fan in here?
Yeah, middle, the bottom below me.
No, I can't see one, mate. Wait a minute. No. No, I don't see any Leeds fans.
I come in peace. I come in peace.
He comes in peace, David boy.
Listen, he's got braver bollocks than me because I won't jump on the Leeds channel because I get fucking slaughtered.
No, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. And, you know, I know he comes in pieces. Sorry, piece.
It might be in pieces, who knows?
Only problem is he's got to go back home now, right, and listen to all his mate going down on the United channel what they're doing.
Oh,
I was like, one of the mates like, why you want to Sheffield United? I was like, why not? It was like, you do realise half of them are giving you shit. When, yeah, it's happened already, don't worry.
Yeah, but Joe, how can we give you shit, mate, when you smashed us at fucking Ellen Road? Obviously, yeah, fair enough, like Rick said earlier, we smashed us for first 65 minutes, then you smashed us for the last 25. You fucking walk league.
I wanted to ask that, what went wrong in the first game? What went wrong in the first game against
formation set us up wrong. We changed the formation when we're playing 4-2-3-1 all fucking season. Before we come to Europe, change the formation. Play 3-5-2.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to know is Jack Robinson still at the lane?
Unfortunately, yeah.
I hope not. I hope he's I don't know.
If I'm what I know, I can just see Bramall Lane. I'll just check.
Is he not there?
The lights are not on. He must be at home now.
Brilliant.
Do you think Wilder played Robbo so that he'd have to get over the threshold at games that he had to play? Did he play him on that on purpose? Because it gets me over here, and I can't understand to this day how he's even walking in shadow of Bramall Lane. He mind playing on the fucking thing. Honestly, God, he's got to be listening. Set her up for her female wife. Jesus
I love
Christ
it.
Almighty.
I love it, and that's where it is, right? It's about opinions and telling it how it is, being able to do it and not being fucking judged by it. Do you know what I mean?
Like I said, it's fucking football.
I think he was pretty rubbish that we bought from Derby, though. That guy that I forgot what his name was. Oh my God! No, we bought from Derby when we went up to Premier League that time.
What Bogle and Max Lowe?
Yeah.
No, way back.
Jamie Ward? No, Jamie Ward.
Claude Davis. Mixed race guy. He was a mixed race guy, but he had like a weird head.
Claude Davis.
Claude Davis, yeah, that's the one. How rubbish was that guy? My gosh.
Well, we still managed to make money back on him and a bit of profit when we went back.
Did he talk some fucking changing room?
Yeah, we did.
Well, something like that. When he got an iPad in changing room.
Right, go on then. What's your biggest ever United disappointment as a player where you've got that hyped up and then you just thought, what the God?
Andy Akinbai.
Oh my God. Yeah, I could see that one.
I'm going even further back than that.
It's only about the Akin bad boy, didn't it? But it's going against Wednesday at Hillsborough, so I've got some time for him.
Go on, David, yours, go on.
Mine, Chris Guthrie.
I can remember, I think I do remember him, yeah.
£100,000 for a centre forward that was worse than Brewster.
Right. Well, Liam, yours.
Well, potential what I thought it could be, and it'd been fucking terrible.
Yeah. Right, we'll come back to Steve. Go on.
Jack Robinson. Worst I've ever seen my fucking life in that back line. I've never seen anybody scrap in my life. Good to know that he's earning more money. Honestly, God. It wouldn't sell Christian stand for me. I'm telling you.
But thing is, right, would you have bought him as right, he was bought as cover for Robert Jock, right? So we can't we didn't really have high expectations from him originally anyway, do you know what I mean? So it can't be that much of a disappointment.
Yeah.
And he comes from fucking
Scabs. One from Leeds, might as well. So long as one from Leeds,
I've got England and all. Gerbich, I think he's as bad as fucking Robbo.
Yeah, Gerbich, you know.
Yeah, Gerbich is bad.
Well, I might as well do a Leeds one for us. Adrian. Probably never heard of him. He was a Brazilian player, and he did one of the worst dives I've ever seen in English football. It was horrendous, and he never lived up to any expectation. He was shit, and it was through the years where we were shit. So yeah, I had expectations. It was a first bit of joy. But yeah, he was
Leeds, right? I'll tell you a very good player from Leeds, right? I remember watching him. You score all the time. Decent little striker at the time. Had blonde hair. When you got relegated, he went to Man U with Alan Smith.
Alan Smith.
Yeah, he was sick, man. Imagine him.
I wasn't even born then. I wasn't even born then.
Watch his YouTube videos.
I'm only 20.
Thing to do.
Oh yeah.
Watch his YouTube videos, Joe. He was shit out, man.
They were 18 then, Joe, man. When they had Harry
Kewell, a real shit
as
well.
Do not speak about Harry Kewell. No, we don't mention his name.
Class player, mate, Joe.
You're a class player. He was
Can
a
I
class
just
player, but he went
say
over to
one
Turkey
thing?
and we ate him.
My
Matthew Rad's
biggest
comment there.
disappointment.
Perfect.
My biggest disappointment at Bramall Lane was Dean Sturridge. Daniel Sturridge's dad. Hot hyped up, big striker, he scores loads of goals, came on, did his leg after about 30 seconds, that was it done.
Who was that? Who was that?
That's over another one. 45 minutes.
Who, Craig? Sorry, go on, Craig.
Dean Sturridge, Daniel Sturridge's dad.
Oh, yeah.
He was hyped up, he was banging goals in everywhere. Every club he's been to came to us, pulled his muscle or did his leg in that way after about 45 minutes.
Rick, put Matt's comment back up because that's the right comment.
Yeah, it is. One of the best comments I've seen so far. Don't think we need to break our wage budgets, just need to alter our tactics and get the right players in and then go with teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, one thing what I will say, right, what I've mentioned a few times, right? So with Wilder, like he's continually said, what are they talking to now?
His last Craig, yeah.
Sorry, it's doing me nothing.
Right. So Wilder, he claims to be in control of his players, but yet they're doing the opposite of what he's telling them. He's telling them to go forward, they're sitting back. So what is it? Because let's remember, this is a fresh team now. There's only Vinny, Armour, and now Robertson really from Premier League side what got battered. Do you know what I mean? So Wyatt rested players doing the same. City Peck's one of the worst ones for it. You know, the sideward passes constantly. Why aren't we pushing ball forward? What does that mean? Is that a man in control? Is that the tactics?
Do you think he's like a fitness, lads? Do you think he's like a tactics? It's like when like Wilder comes out and says, I hadn't told him to sit back, but do you think it's tiredness, that, lads? Or do you think it's like
I think they're tired.
There's no way all your team goes from attacking to drop away back if manager doesn't send out. There's no chance. Get them all off and then go, right, your sub, you're not even doing what I'm doing.
No chance.
He's telling them, he's got to be.
So what do you think is that player's mindset then?
No. He's got into his mind that we can get away with 1-0, we can scrape it. We've done it so many times now, we can get away with it. And then when it don't work, it didn't work this time.
Right, this is a question for Leeds fan, right? Because we can't answer it because it's our team, do you get what I mean? So we're always going to say, oh, yeah, right. Watching Sheffield United as a neutral, what's it like? Because I'm a fan of us, right? And obviously I think, I critique it, right? But me, I know our football's fucking boring. It is boring, slow, it's miserable. Sometimes you get more enjoyment watching pain. Do you get what I mean? So as a neutral and not a fan from us, what's it like?
I think one thing is, due to how slow the football is, it really dampens the atmosphere of Bramall Lane. I think the best atmosphere I've seen was the Coventry. Not Coventry, sorry, Bristol at home when they were singing about Baldock, and it was really good. It really good. The problem is, you start off really well. Us, Coventry, a few more times again this season. You've started off well, and you seem to just drop off. You seem to drop back a lot, and it's weird because the likes of Gus Hamer, the likes of Callum O'Hare, Rapsaki when he's on it, Campbell at times, all that attacking prowess. Why sit back? You don't, and City Peck driving forward with the ball, Sousa controlling stuff in midfield. You sit back too much when you go up and you rest on your morals, and you shouldn't do, because end of the day, when you're going to sit back the whole time, teams are going to allow more space, going to gain more yards, and they're going to eventually start popping shots. And as good as Cooper is as a keeper, he's a brilliant keeper. I think he's best keeper in the league.
Keep everything out, is he?
No, he's not going to keep everything out, and that's the problem with Sheffield United, is that you start off really well. Of course, fitness complaints that you can't go full pelt for the full 90 minutes.
They fucked after 65 minutes, mate. They fucked.
There is that, of course. You can't just go full pelt at 90 minutes. We tried it under Bielsa, it didn't work.
That's what we did with you.
For 2 seasons.
We run out of steam. At Lane.
But it's not just them. What we've done it against, we've done it numerous times.
Yeah.
No, you have. That's what it's. I've watched Sheffield United a lot this season, because obviously they're battling both promotions.
Yeah, same here, mate.
I've kept up on it. And when you first start off, that's when I'm most worried. The first 15-20 minutes is when I'm most worried for you guys to score, because that's when you have been scoring most. You've got a few late goals. Harrison Burrows against Bristol, down Ashton Gate, a couple of others, but it's not many times where you're seeing last minute wins because they're not pushing at that state. They're more defending because they've run out of energy, they've run out of steam. And I think one thing that needs to improve next season is fitness. I think huge thing, because not just injuries.
I just don't know where drop off comes from. Me, I have no idea where drop off comes from.
The amount of times I've seen,
he's all like, so he gets the hour back and then he's blowing smoke out his glass. And after that, he starts to drop off.
Yeah, I've seen Hamer. He's dropped down so many times. Not even just going off. Just complaining about his hamstring. On the ground.
Yes,
Many games. Player finally did it. That's the one thing I'd say with him is a massive doubt. Is he is a doubt. You're not even sure whether he's going to play this game. Is he going to be fit? Is he going to be available? Is he even going to last? Has he lasted for 90 minutes all season?
George
wins the game with United, then goes and has a burger and celebrates and gets all pictures with Barth.
Do you know what? Everybody. As much as you give him overweight, I was seeing on Instagram the other day, he's actually lost quite a bit of weight. Funnily enough, he actually has. But the one thing I will say, Gus Hamer, is he does run a lot.
You cut out them one on Instagram, sorry.
And that he's lost a lot of weight. He seems to have toned up a little bit. Maybe he's kept. Maybe he's been banned off the snack bar. Who knows?
He's doing that for you or Everton, don't worry.
Right. So I just want to mention something about this comment, right? So I said it on last one, right? Yeah, we did fall apart.
Yeah,
we fell apart. We were 5 points clear, just like Leeds were at one point. But before you were 5 points clear, we were 5 points clear, right? We had everything going for us. We got smashed by fucking Hull at home, 3-0, which shouldn't have fucking happened. I don't mind it happening away, but for it to happen at home, ridiculous. Regan Slater, wanker, fucking runners ragged, right?
We were overrun to fuck that game though, lad.
Mate, it shouldn't have happened. Should have
Tom Davis
not
and
happened.
Peck though.
On
the fucking feet. Peck and Tom Davis were in the feet. We're on the feet.
We had about 5% energy all game. That was it. 5% energy. That was it.
Right. So not only did we fluff our 5 point lead, we let you all get 5 points in front of us. Right. So after all that, we've managed to fucking scrape it back. We got back on top. We were 3 points clear. Straight run now. Easy games until Burnley. So, of course, your little 1-0ers and all this, like you say. Yeah, of course, there's fucking 1-0ers, but opposite direction. So, yeah, we fuck lead up. And then, for some miraculous reason, we go to playoffs, right? Yeah, Bristol, 6-0 aggregate, highest fucking aggregate record for playoffs.
Ever.
So, that's what I mean. You go into the final now thinking, fucking hell, it's actually our time, 10 times lucky, all this, like, right? You fucking go, you go 2-0 up.
I know, don't do it again.
Right? And we fucking lost 2-1. How the fuck does that happen? It doesn't.
Don't.
Not right. But, right, can I just explain? Tom Watson, last ever fucking kick for a Sunderland ball, 95th minute, on the goal box. Just how?
Can't write it.
How does it
can't write
it? That was a fantastic but through ball for them from Steve Moore, weren't it? Come on, let's get ready.
Right. Like rate point, Steve, rate point, because at the time, Nell was off the pitch from colliding with fucking Tom Cannon in box because they both went down. Vinny was covering centre half. Tom Davis was in the middle of the fucking park. So Kiefer Moore's pass at fucking Brock midfield anyway because there were no cunt there.
Yeah.
Do you think Cooper could have got that?
No.
Rating corner,
it bends round away from
I know. Do you know, the more I watch it, do you think if he was positioned better, he'd have got it?
I do have to do position wrong.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
I think
he took it early, didn't he?
Go on, Dave.
He's covered it when it's coming straight and then it bends to end like Ronaldinho. Not Ronaldinho.
Craig. You're not David. It's David's turn.
Sorry.
He took the shot early enough for Cooper not to be set. And plus the fact it was heading wide and the curl on it.
Yeah, you were perfect in corner.
But I have to say, it's the best pass I've seen Kiefer Moore ever play.
Just one thing on Cooper. This season, it shows how good of a keeper he is. If you look at the goals he's conceded, not many keepers are getting them.
No.
Crooks against you guys at home. Perez at Bramall Lane, Tommy Watson's, Mayenda's. They're stunning goals. Of course, he's conceded, like every team has, cheap, annoying goals, but it happens. But it's very rare where you're looking at him like, oh, why has he not said that? He could have done better, because he's such a good keeper. He really is. I wouldn't take him.
I thought Tanaka's were soft at our place, though, Joe. I thought Tanaka's were a soft goal at our place.
It's funny because he's done that a lot this season, where he's headed a lot in the back post. I think he's our player at season, Tanaka.
Oh, 100%, mate. He's fucking bargain this season. No, buy a season, 100%, mate.
Yeah.
I pay 3 million, 4 million.
Yeah, 3 million.
Fucking brilliant quality, mate.
I'm hoping that he
Do you
makes a
think
step up.
the old school manager like Wilder and Robbins and all that lot, do you think time of them has passed now?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Football's moved on. It moves on. It evolves every season. 100%.
I think Pep.
The disappointing thing for me this season, really, is lack of goals from midfield. I mean, City taking Vinny never scored a thing, and that's a whole lot. I mean, if they scored, we'll say 7 or 8 between them. They could have been. It could have been different.
Right.
You are
We just
literally
don't
us.
have goals from midfield.
You are literally us from last season. It is generally a carbon copy. We had last season. We had 1 goal from midfield from Gurev in a playoff semi-final. It's literally us. It's carbon copy in some ways. Us.
Yeah.
Pip, you need to get rid of Hamer and build more of a team instead of building around one player. And with him as one, you need to improve more than one position. Right wing, you need a player. I think left wing, I'd go. I don't know if he's more of a championship player, but I'd go Grady Dean Garner. I think he's a really good player.
Yeah,
he's
I think he is. I've said that in group. I've said that.
He's a good player.
But what I just wanted to say to you is, Joe, you're saying like we'll walk leagues, mate. But just I wanted to answer this question, mate. Do you think this season? I think when we come down with us, Burnley and Luton, I think the Championship was weaker last season. I think it's stronger this season with Leicester, Southampton, Ipswich coming down. I think them 3 teams are stronger than 3 what come down last season.
Yeah, 100%. I was talking to Dad the other day. He's a massive Leeds fan. We were both saying to each other, if we don't go up before and the team's coming down because the relegation was confirmed. I mean, that's a joke. That Southampton going up and getting 10 points or something. That's ridiculous.
They got worse points than us, thank fuck.
Yeah, worse points, not worse. I think they equalised the record with Derby. What's it called? And I was both shitting ourselves for when the teams come down because of the quality. You know, you've got to think Ipswich pretty much built for the Championship next season. The likes of, obviously, apart from Delap, who's obviously that step above, Clark, Obiene, signed from Luton, Smodic, obviously top scorer in Blackburn. Darrow O'Shea's a decent centre back. Obviously, won title.
I don't think O'Shea's going to be there next season.
We're linked with him, O'Shea, and I wouldn't take him. So I don't think he's a good player. I think he got found out too much in the league. Even in the 5-back, still got found out.
I think he's wank.
But
Premier League.
Twanzebe, obviously played at Villa, decent championship. So they were built for the Championship. Southampton, obviously they still got to get rid of some players like the Mateus Fernandez, who's I think 30 to 35 million. Smallbone, who's a good player. Armstrong, who's done it a few times, obviously Blackburn, and consistent with Southampton.
United went into Smallbone, didn't it? We tried to get Smallbone.
We tried getting Smallbone.
He's a good player, Smallbone. He is a quality player.
I think Howard Bellis goes to you.
Who?
Howard Bellis.
Yeah, he's not bad at all. I like him.
He's not a bad player.
Do you think he goes or not? Did they sign him for City when they went up 15, 20 million or something?
Yeah, he did. We've seen Southampton before, wasn't he? Played for Burnley. They didn't get him with Southampton. So, and you've got to think Birmingham and Wrexham. All right, they're not going to probably push the top 6, but they've still got money to play with, especially Birmingham, obviously under the Tom Brady regime. So it's going to be hard for Sheffield United because of the quality of the teams. Last season, it was definitely weaker, and that's why I thought we had more of a chance. Because obviously, the season before, Leicester and Ipswich just ran away with it. No one expected Ipswich to do that, you know. And I don't think they were prepared for the Premier League because I don't think they expected to be where they was. And I think it's going to be hard. It's going to be really hard for Sheffield United. It's not going to be walking the park. I do think you'll get a title, though. I do. I think if you invest wisely, if you get rid of so-called ego in Harmer and invest more around instead of just on one player. And Wilder, I think, needs to kind of stop being stubborn with Jack Robinson. Actually, get a defender in tournament, or maybe a loan to obligation buy from the Premier League, or maybe even a Championship player on loan, like Jimmy Dunn, Tanganga. Play him next to
right.
And
so, sorry. Do you know Robinson was starting beginning of the season? Suter only came in because Robbo got injured. If Robbo never got injured, Suter probably never started. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that they were so good, that partnership was so good together, he couldn't drop it. He couldn't because it would have been out to pay. But do you know what it is? As later on in the season got, and do you know what? Why the fuck we got Wilder? No, and people, I'm sorry if you like him and all this.
Yeah,
but fuck me, mate.
Of course you are,
mate. It was fucking ours. It was ours. How? I just
Twice,
can't explain it.
Twice, like you said, 5 points clear with 7 games to go, and he had a fucking second chance in playoff final.
Yep. Right.
Will still
for Southampton.
Is he going stubbornness?
That's gonna do it. Yeah. Right. Millwall. We shouldn't have fucking lost to Millwall at home like that.
Plymouth.
Yeah, exactly.
David, that's worst 1 out of 3 for me. Oxford, fucking Millwall, and Plymouth. Plymouth were fucking bottom at fucking league.
Yeah, they were. There's no excuse for that at all. I'm a 1-0.
But okay. Here's the question then. Here's the question, not result. Sorry, David, go on.
Teams at Plymouth. They've beaten lots of teams at Plymouth.
Yeah.
They are pretty good at home. They shit away.
Yeah.
They're still bottom at league. Right?
Yeah.
You can sugar
Liverpool.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck, mate, right? You can sugarcoat it as much as you want, right? The fact is, you look at the league position and how it should fucking be, right? You're going to play the bottom in the league, right? Do you know when we went Premier League, right? Do you think people would look at us and go, oh, fucking hell, we're playing Sheffield United next week? They would look at us going, fucking hell, how many goals we getting? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think what we've got to look at, Rick, is first 65 minutes against Leeds. I think it's only about 5 of them count them on one hand. Coventry at home, Middlesbrough at home. Their type of levels, we know, their type of Oxford at home, Blackburn away, Bristol away last minute. I thought we played Portsmouth. Their type of levels,
shit. We were shit.
Portsmouth were shit. But their type of levels both that games. We know the fucking team can get to. So I think that's why we all get frustrated with them when they sit back, because we know what levels they're capable of. Because we've seen
Coventry at home were unreal. Coventry at home were just unreal.
Yeah, you were really good.
Oh yeah. Unreal.
How many times have we won the football and sit behind ball and think, oh, we've won this now? Yeah. I mean, how many times do we do that? How many times do we go from halfway line back to Cooper?
Why can't we beat a low block?
Done that, they were all one-dimensional, forward only. For me, any player that's got a ball and passing it backwards when he's not under pressure or is doing game management should be fined a week's wages. I'm telling you. I just can't. You know what he pissed about me going to touch the goal? Oh, to me, to you. And especially when Robbo's carrying on it and all, and Mike, and he's trying to do a try 10.
Do you know what fucks me off, right? I'll say it how it is now, right? Why can't Sheffield United beat a fucking low block? Do you want to know why, right? Because fucking Wilder had his chances. We've got no fucking pace in squad whatsoever, right? The only pace we have got is fucking Campbell and Saki. He fucking sticks Saki on bench and Campbell can't do fucking 90 minutes, right? So, you know, when we're there fucking trying to pass it forward and there's no one up here, right? It's fucking wank, right? January, we had the fucking chance, right? We knew we needed a left winger. It brings in fucking it brings in fucking BBD will look like a fucking BBD, fucking Ben Breeders, right? Bring him in, look like a fucking smackhead, mate. What the fuck's happened to him? What the fuck has happened to him?
Shocking.
Right? So he brings him up, brings him in. But we're expecting to fucking play on left. So now I'm thinking, you know what? I can finally go into middle. No, does he fuck? He plays him on fucking right, where he played a couple of times for Nottingham Forest when he was a fucking teenager. So how the fuck is that management? You've got two people who can play on right hand side there with Saki and fucking Brooks, but then you're protecting Ben Diaz in to play on the right side when he's been prolific on the left all his fucking career. How's it work?
We can say it about them all, lads. We can say it about Brewster playing behind out front three when he's a fucking striker. You can say it about Eamon playing up left wing when he's a number 10 or a number 8. You can say about Diaz. You can say about Gilchrist playing fucking right back when he's a centre fucking back. I spoke to him at Player Awards for 15 minutes. He said he's a fucking centre back, not a fucking right back. Why stick to a system? Rick, obviously, this is my biggest advocate season. Bringing players. What's not even right for a system? He's playing with wingers, and we had one fucking winger at the club in Raksaki. He's not even our fucking player, lads. He's not even our fucking player. I just don't see sense in that. That's mind-boggling to me. Mind-boggling.
To cap it all, we've got a captain who turns slower than the Queen Elizabeth II liner. Milk turns quicker than he does.
You're right, mate. You're right.
Yeah. Do you know what does me though? It's like you look at what, right? We've got this squad, right? And like people look at say and like, oh yeah, look at talent you've got and all this lot. Have you seen it? Like I said, you can count it on one hand how good we've played. You know what I mean? Or count it on one hand.
Yeah.
Right. You've got Gusama, who's supposedly best player in the league. You know what I mean? Wins award and all that lot. I'm not being funny, right? He don't deserve that award this season.
No.
I'm sorry, he does not deserve it. Same as Burrows winning best left back.
Can we tell you player in league? I think Josh Brownhill for me.
Do you? Yeah. I can see it. Mate, is a central midfielder, not even a cam, is a central midfielder, and he's got 20 goals. Is it 20 goals? 16 goals.
You know as well. You know as well. He's a free agent this season.
He's going to West Ham. He's going to West Ham.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Before I come on here. Yeah.
Oh, it's good deal that.
That's Burnley straight back down, lads. Because I think Trafford's going, Estev's going, Egan Riley's going, Brownhill's going. That's them finishing bottom or Sunderland.
I think Esteve stays.
I think Egan Riley. I think he's off to Strasbourg. So they've just lost the defender. They've just lost the defender to Chelsea. So I'm guessing that he'll be in. I think Esteve.
Oh, was that Joe?
He's CG Egan Riley.
Yeah, Egan Riley.
Oh yeah. Well, do Chelsea own Strasbourg then?
Yeah. They're part of like the. Yeah, they're part of like their ownership. Yeah.
Another one who came from Man City Academy, isn't it? CJ Egan Riley.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He is the player. Yeah, I think Esteve stays. I think it'd be suicide for Burnley to let go both of their starting centre backs.
I think Trafford.
Right, I've got a question for you. Right, so you look at 49ers have just bought Rangers, haven't they?
Yeah,
historical club for Scotland standards. You know what I mean? It's first or second biggest club.
Yeah.
I don't follow Scottish football, but it's either them or Celtic every year, innit? Right. So if you get relegated, because at the moment you're a bit focused point because you're in Premier League. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you get relegated, are you worried that all the focus goes on to Rangers just for the fact they are in European football? And you're just becoming like the little you're becoming the little side.
Before we've even kicked off, there were quite worries between fans when there were rumours of the talk with him. Obviously, it's visual. It's a different sort. It's a different. So it's not the ones that own us. It's a different part of 49ers. But I do think Leeds. Obviously, it does depend if we stay up. You know, you have to be established. I do think we can. I think it's going to be mad to say. I think within 4 or 5 years, if we do establish ourselves, we could push Europe. I know it's crazy to say because it's your first season up and you don't know what transfers are going to happen, but these are not going to fuck around. And a bit like Sheffield United owners, they're not there to dabble in the Championship. They want to push Sheffield United up.
Joe,
do you know what it is? I think a lot of fans go on.
We don't know how much Dosh they've got, Joe.
Yeah.
That's same with us. Same with us.
I think a lot of problems is at the moment, though, right? Everyone's still thinks we're on Prince Abdullah.
Tom Cannon has got enough to raise if they need to.
Yeah, but I'm hearing the 30 million for Tom Cannon were took out on loans against the partial payment.
We're new owners who bought him straight out.
Do you know what I think people do get confused with? I think people are still thinking we're under the Prince Abdullah budget. Do you get what I mean?
Exactly, they are.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I think because
FFP. Sorry, Rick, to interrupt. For FFP, I get that. But why can't we spend fucking 50 million? Why can't we go and buy Tanganga? Why can't we go and buy Borja Signs? Fucking one of his owners is on fucking 46 on Forbes list. It might not mean now because I'm a thick bastard, but end of the day, lads, we don't know how much they've got. We're all oblivious to it because they come out and talk us. But to me, people who've got money don't make a lot of fucking noise.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, good point. That's a bit like our owners now. They're not very loud. Which under our previous regime, they were very loud. They were very active. You had a sporting director fighting with fans it was mental, and I don't like that. I like people that are quiet, that go about their business, do what they need to do off the pitch, and leave it off the pitch. And I think they will. And back to the question, am I worried Rangers could be the main focus? No, because it depends, doesn't it? It depends on where we do. It depends on this first season.
More money for the Leeds than there is in the Scottish League. Without a doubt. I think if Leeds can stop in Premier League, it'll be the other way around. I think Rangers will feed Leeds. I mean, they ain't got many players that Leeds want, to be honest. But,
yeah, potentially. I think
they'll send them to Rangers and stomping ground.
There's hundreds of millions in Premier League. I believe in Scottish football.
Yeah, not much.
Compared to Prem.
Yeah, but when the Leeds chairman said, come on video and done an interview and said, I will spend the last pound I'm allowed to spend to make sure we can spend as much as we can.
Yeah.
That is a big statement. A big
It
statement.
is a big statement. It is. And it's a massive statement. And obviously, whether he means that just to get up the fans or whether he generally means it could be two different ways. You know, the time he was saying it.
Nottingham Forest style out as well, though, does it? Where he's going to just put you into debt by just trying to do
Well,
that.
I'm hoping that I don't. There's a lot of our fans that want us to do that. That want us to just go spend and take the point deduction. No, because of how much of the gulp of the Premier League and the quality is. Why would you want to start off with minus points deduction? It's suicide, and it's going to be tough enough in the Prem.
I think you need to make a statement, Simon, like you did when you signed Rodrigo. Because when you signed him from Valencia, I was shocked. I was really shocked.
I didn't want him.
Matthew Ragg just said, check my last comment in chat.
No, go on, check him. There you go.
Y'all keep talking.
Oh, fair enough. I wasn't happy with Rodrigo at Leeds when we got him. Yeah, experienced Spanish striker. Has been at La Liga quite a number of years. But we could have got Ollie Watkins, but we chose Rodrigo.
We could have an all. We could have an all. We ended up with bastard fucking Ryan Brewster.
I think we do need a statement signing.
Oh, go on. Oh, sorry, go on.
I do think we need a statement signing. I think whether that's, there's rumours today, not that we're after him, but Harvey Elliott is looking to leave Liverpool. I know it's a massive. But no, I think he'll leave. But I don't think he'll go for Leeds. He'll go for a more established, like a Brighton or a Brentford or a Villa.
Or a Palace.
Just an established Premier League. Yeah. It'd be brilliant, Paul, and I'd love him, but it's not realistic. But we do need a statement signing just to get the fans up, just to show that not only do we mean business, but
I can see Garnacho.
No, I don't take it. We don't take any scum players. I'm good.
What do you want about?
Not
still
even
the best player in your team, though, Joe. If you come winner,
potentially, yeah, he would be, but you'd have to get rid of
that level. Like you said earlier, Joe, it's that level again, isn't it? It's that.
It is, and the fact is, we could even have to sell Nanto for PSR, or it could be a thing.
To be honest, because at game time he had last season, I wouldn't be surprised, mate. Like it's good.
He's been played on the wrong side. He's better on the left. But with Solomon the way he's playing, you're not going to drop Solomon, are you? And you're not going to drop Dan James.
He was playing 10 when he dropped Harrison.
It didn't work. It didn't work. We do need another number 10. Aronson is a shit player in the Premier League, but he got away with it in the Championship because the levels between the Championship and the Premier League. But we do need.
Can I just pull up this comment?
Yeah, go on.
Right. So Michael, I work with him. Badway, Sheffield Wednesday fan, and he's here watching the United channel. Good lad. Right. So, pardon?
That's brave.
Right, so how can a club get a points deduction when Man City sat on charges is a disgrace?
Bang on. Do you want me to tell you why, brother? Because they said, here's £10 fucking billion, shut your fucking traps. That's fucking why. That's why they've got all money in the world. They've got all money in the world. They've said, here's 500 billion, shut your fucking traps.
Money talks and bullshit walks.
Tell you that now, lad. That's my opinion on that matter. That's my opinion.
Maybe you're right, Liam. Maybe you're right. Do you think Leicester get
115 charges, Rick? They can say they've got infinity amount of money, aren't they? The second richest club on planet behind Newcastle, so they can just say, "How much do you want?" They say 100 million, fucking 100 billion, fucking whatever, and say, "Sure, here, mate, thank you."
They've got best lawyers in the world, and all don't forget. They've
lawyers. It's funny that he's being paid. Their lawyers.
They'll be had. I mean, when you think about it,
Steve,
if
look at
Leicester
that
gets
comment.
the point deduction, right, that puts us in driving seat. And if Thomas Frank goes to Tottenham, what about McKenna going then to Brentford, which weakens Ipswich? I know it's ifs and buts, but it could happen because it's been touted.
Yeah, good point.
Steve, read that comment.
Yeah, Steve, It's our Michael. I was asking you why.
Oh, wow. What a turn up for the books.
Yeah.
That is brave. That is brave to have your father-in-law.
Just backing Steve's point up is backing Steve's point is, and like what Joe said earlier, I echo what Joe said, that they've got a championship super team, Ipswich. I still think they lose Armand Richardson as well, and they've already lost it, Lap. But if they lose their manager, that's a big loss for them.
Yeah,
Southampton
McKenna.
need a fire sale. I think obviously Walker Peters is our contract, so they're going to lose him. Harwood Bellis, like we said. Yeah, they've got good players, like you said, that Fernandez, Joe. They're going to lose big players as well. So I think Leicester need a fire sale as well, because obviously they're going I think, is it 12 to 15 points they're looking at, Leicester?
Yeah.
I still think they make 4 or 5 points back up playoffs, but not on top 2.
And there's rumours of a transfer embargo as well.
Ooh.
And just one thing on Man City, I think it was one of you mentioned about the lawyer. He's been paid 550 grand a week. I mean, that says that.
Lads. £500,000 fucking pound for
and a lot of us won't even make that in our fucking working career.
And you're telling me they've not got billions to shut up charges up and
that right there talks about how corrupt the top 6 is when you've got a one.
VAR's corrupt. They wanted Sunderland to go because they've not seen Sunderland in Premier League for 10 years. They're a bigger club than United. They wanted them up there instead of Rose. That's all that is. That's why he's offside. He's offside, even though he's not interfering in play. Vinicius nowhere near fucking goalkeeper. Nowhere near ball or goalkeeper when Harrison Burrows struck that ball. I'm sorry I get mad, lads, because it's pissed me off.
Do you know what I find funny? Do you know what's funny as well? They've not had VAR all season in the championship. We didn't have it in our playoff final.
You didn't?
No, we didn't.
I think he's been for, didn't you?
No, we didn't have it at all.
So it's changed the season because they did it in League 1 and League 2, didn't they?
Yeah, we didn't have playoffs. We didn't have VAR.
You watch, Joy. It'll change again next season. We'll not get to playoffs and not have it. You watch.
Top Chef United up again.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Game's
gone. We're in Premier League.
I think next season we'll finish 4th. The top 3 will go up automatically.
I do think you will. I think you get champions. I do.
I think it'll be Southampton or Ipswich will win league. If Ipswich keep McKenna, they win it for me. If Ipswich keep McKenna, they win it. Because like Joe says, that team, they've got Jack Clark on left wing, Smodic 10 out fucking vocal point. Philogene, I forgot they've got Jaden Philogene and all. Who tears championship up. They've fucking Leif Davis is a good left back. They've got Murray Chintner, a good goalkeeper at that level. Like Joe said, Jacob Greaves and fucking Darryl O'Shea, that's good at championship. Yeah, they're not good enough for Premier League, but they've got a championship super team. That's what they've done. Like Joe said, do you
remember in January, Liam, when I was saying when people were on about what's it called, fucking BBD coming back, how everyone was excited, and I said, fucking just remember, the loan's always better than the second time.
Yeah.
Right, and who were I shouting for to come in to play that left wing role? Went to Hull, got injured.
Louis Barry.
Why the fuck do we not go in for him this window?
Did he got injured?
Yeah, but he'll be back for his new season.
Have we got that in mind though, Rick? That he's just obviously got injured, like Joe said, in first 2-3 games he got injured.
Yeah, but before that, it was tearing Stockport apart.
Oh, I know
he was ripping that league up.
Different level again, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you need to invest these 1 million, 2 million in these League One players, right? If they can't take step up, you're dragging your money back, maybe taking a couple hundred foul loss, you get what I mean, right? But if they do develop and they are fucking world beaters, look at Poku, free agent, how many teams are after him? If we'd have signed him in January for a fucking million, 2 million.
I was shouting for him in January.
30 teams have inquired about him, lads. 30.
Do you get what I'm saying? So, right, why not? Why are you pissing about waiting for things to happen when we could have gone for him originally? Look at Cornet. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But there might be a reason for that, though, Ricky. There might be a reason for that. We could be shopping in a different.
Don't forget, though.
Different store. We don't know about. I mean, we are supposed to have billionaire consortium owners. Who's to say that they're not going to say, well, I'll keep you quiet when everybody's back off holiday. Right, now we'll show us hands that this is all we're going to have. Liam's on about Tanganga. I haven't been there. Honest to God, in an heartbeat. You get Tanganga, like, you get done it right, mate. You get Tanganga inside of him, yeah. Then you've got Doyle. And then you've got Harrison Murray. That's 4. Then you've got Tommy Doyle and Vinny Souza is a 2. And then you've got Polko at right, Signs on left, Amer in 10. Oh, I want Josh Mazur up front. It's as simple as that. I want him up front no matter
I
what.
like him, Steve. I do like him, mate. It's a great shout him. I do like him.
Do you think West Brom would be up for a swap deal with Cannon?
Ricky's one of them players, mate. Athletic, pace, power. Now, well, fucking hell, I wish, but now.
5 million and Cannon.
It's what,
How
David?
much do you think it will take to get Mazur out of West Brom since it's always his last year or his contract?
Last year, Rick, Steve said this to me earlier. I didn't know he's in the last year of his fucking contract.
I think you can get him for 8 mil.
I don't know.
Half of that.
Do you reckon?
4.
I do 4 or 5. I think 4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah.
See that he's got some goals next season. I think 6 or 7, me.
It don't matter how much it costs. If they're billionaire, just go and get him. Because if you play him, if you go back to a 4-4-2 sometimes, which you're going to have to do, because that 4-2-3-1, it doesn't work all the time. We know that. And when they play 4-4-2, it looked brilliant. Now, if you play 2 up top, right, then you've got Manchester and Campbell up top. So honestly, they like lightning. Not only that, if you've got 2 fast strikers like that, you leave them out at corners. You leave them near halfway line. So when a Cooper comes and collects balls, he's got an out ball straight away. Boom, and they're on, and they're gone. Because now, what's he doing? I mean, he's like that, Cooper with ball. He ain't got a clue to throw. There's nobody there. They've all been told to come back and protect a corner. If you've got 2 fast strikers up on the halfway line, he can throw it over halfway line. We all know that. One, and you're away. And attack hard. I mean, it's simple football. You've got to have pace in team, like Ricky said. If you don't have pace in team, honestly, God,
right. So, you know, Cannon, when we signed Cannon, right? I wouldn't say it was panic buy. I think that was stubborn buy. I think.
Do you want me to say what it is? Do you want me to say what it is? It's an AA. It's an Al data buy. That's what it is. They've looked at his stats. They've seen him score 10 goals at fucking at Stoke. They've looked at his stats. It's an Al data signing that. I'm telling you now it is. It's new order signing that with that new AI.
For Everton Youth, he was banging them in from 16, 17, 18.
So
scoring like 30 goals. 30 goals. He were beating people from Man U. Man City were trying to sign him. Man U were trying to sign him.
Yeah. I can't fathom my head, right? You know what it is, right? Why did he fail at Leicester? Do you know what I mean? I know they went up and all this, all right, but if this is a big high prospect, yeah, they loaned him out, yeah. Do you know what I mean? Why didn't they keep him? He's banging goals in. There's a reason why they've got rid of him. I can't see it.
The money. Yeah.
To PSR, exactly what David said. Exactly what David said. The only reason they called him back from fucking Stoke is because they needed 10-13 million pounds from Sheffield United, or whoever going to buy him was Sunderland, because it was a Sunderland, it was a war, weren't it? So whoever going to pay it most, we agreed to deal. That's why. Because they needed money for PSR, like David says, because looking at 12-15 points, 100%. Bang on, David.
But, right, if you go back, right, you spent 13 million on Tom Cannon, right? You could have spent 2-3 million and got Coney, who would have probably played a bit more than what Cannon's played.
Rick, don't forget they rejected 6 million in January from Luton for him.
Oh, did they?
Wickham. Yeah. Luton bid £6 million for Richard Coney from Wickham, and they rejected it from Luton Town.
Yeah, they did.
I didn't know that, to be fair.
Yeah.
What happened to I don't know if it was last day or something, and now getting told about the AI data about you getting 2 wingers.
We've got it, mate. We've got the second coming of Jesus.
That's the new owners. That's what they've signed Cannon with, that new AI. 100%.
No, I thought. I don't know if it happened. Yeah, you know what I mean, don't you?
I think Steve's battery might have gone, Rick.
What? Yeah, I think it has.
Yeah, I think Steve's battery's gone on his phone.
Yeah.
About 2 wingers you're after.
Yeah. Jefferson Caceres and Christian.
Why the fucking hell have we brung them 2 daft bastards?
Don't you
Why the fuck
mate.
have we brung them 2 fucking
Jefferson Jesus, mate. Jefferson Jesus.
Fucking wank parent. Wank. You'd be better putting me and Joe on.
What? Yay!
Better late than never, brother.
Look at him, he's got his uniform on a lot.
Yeah, man.
Listen, I've literally just walked through door, mate. I've walked through door and I've jumped straight on.
Yeah, man.
How we going, boys?
Yeah,
you. So,
yeah, all right.
Doing that risk signing, million each. It's now, is it? If you make 2 million, you've doubled your money.
I told why is no one listening to me about Jefferson, right? Jefferson telling you He's going to be like Messi on that last wing next season. The Peruvian
wonderkid. The Peruvian wonderkid.
But Dan, we were just discussing 2-3 minutes ago. Why can't fucking owners spend millions? Like Joe said, we've got a consortium. I can't remember who said it. I think it was Steve. We've got a consortium who's meant to be worth billions of pounds. Why can't they come in and buy Tanganga up? We'll just for instance, for example, Tanganga, Callum Doyle on a loan to buy from Man City.
I've got one to comprehend what you've just said. Why can Birmingham spend fucking millions in League One?
18 million on Jay Stansfield in
League One. In League One, they don't have restrictions, boys.
Yeah,
they don't have restrictions.
Yeah, they don't.
So they can spend anything they want in League One, but obviously then when you get into Championship, it becomes over 3 years, 35 million a year. So...
Well, you had to fucking spoil it, didn't you?
But technically, we shouldn't really have no debt anyway because it were all cleared off from Premier League.
We've not spent no in bastard last 4 windows.
No, that's it. That's it. So it really, when you think about it, right, we should be in a good place financially. And if these have got the millions, they should be able to at least spend a bit of it.
Exactly. Everyone's going, we won't buy Tanganga, we won't buy Signs, we won't buy him. Why fucking won't we? Why? You're telling me they spent 13 million fucking pounds on some fucking bench warmer, right? Wilder said, go and get me him or whatever. This is other version of it. Wilder said, go and get me him. They said, here, Wilder. Wait, make no noise. We'll stay silent. We'll go and get you him. They can do rest. Why can't they?
That's it.
But you know the amount of money what we've paid on fucking...
I fucking have, brother. Don't worry about that.
How much do you reckon we've paid for the Ben Diaz loan?
Oh, God. 2 million, 2.5 million.
3-4 million, 5 million.
Is that including wages?
Wow.
Yeah.
Raksaki was 2 million, weren't it?
Yeah.
Right. So that could have been your Poku there and then.
Yeah, it could have.
I think it was the Premier League Poku anyway. I think it was the Premier League. I think Sunderland or somebody will take a chance on him. I do, or Burnley or someone like that. Like Craig said, I can't see.
Yeah, but realistically, do we see them getting into a team at Burnley? That's the thing about it. It's like I said last week with a lot of people, with a lot of them, right? It's like Mepham when we were talking to that Sunderland fan last week, right? If you're going to offer them game time, they're going to guarantee it. It's like everything that's coming about Cooper today, right? Everton are interested, but they want him as backup to Jordan Pickford, right? He's not going to go and sit on Everton's bench.
No, I won't. No.
In fact, he's 10 times the better keeper, in my opinion, than Pickford.
Who's that Cooper?
He's a good shot stopper, don't get me wrong. Pickford's a good shot stopper, right? But I think that Cooper is a better all-round keeper than what Pickford is.
I hate that phrase shot stopper because that's what a keeper's meant to do, innit?
Yeah.
But there's numerous things like coming out for your balls and stuff like that.
I get you, of course. Yeah, of course.
That's what I meant by that. That's all.
But if you do see the title, I am a Leeds fan.
Don't worry, mate. I enjoyed you last time you were on.
One of big league podcasters there is.
Fair enough.
Listen, my two best mates are Leeds fans.
Oh, fair enough.
My brother's
you know
a
what I
Leeds
mean?
fan.
It's not.
His brother's a Leeds fan. Joe, him and David boy. His brother's a Leeds fan.
It's good.
I like
Wednesday,
so I can't speak.
What, Craig? Yeah.
Most people I know are Sheffield Thursday, so I can't speak.
How's Castle's Chancery doing?
Yeah,
exactly. Dan, a question from earlier, just what I want to raise because I thought it was a great question.
Yeah.
If no one said to Wilder, said, go and get any player you want, who would you bring in? So
one
any player
player
now, say we
one player.
Realistic.
Yeah,
realistic,
right? Realistic, obviously, yeah.
It depends who leaves, though, doesn't it?
No.
So what positions we can talk about? Let's say we get rid of Armour.
Any player you want, who do you choose?
Anyone.
Now.
Radoni. I'd take Radoni straight away.
Yeah, he's a good player, 100%.
But he's only done it one season, though, hasn't he, bro?
No, he did.
It's time for Huddersfield.
Yeah, but in league, what? Oh, yeah, it's doing.
But then again, I could easily just say a centre back because we need so many centre backs, don't we?
Yeah. That's why I want to spend money on Tanganga and then bring Meffam in. Because I think Cadell leaves, lads. I do win last year. I think he'll get.
It's a good shout, that Meffam. That's a good shout.
I think Meffam starts.
I believe Meffam comes. I'm telling you, because I don't think he'd be a starter for them.
No, my top two are Tanganga and Callum Doyle on loan to buy from Man City, but we're not going to spend We're not going to spend 10, 12 million on Tanganga and then pay.
Why can't we? When Leeds spent 30 million on Rodon, do you know what I mean? And look what Rodon is.
But
for
like
Leeds.
Joe said though, Rick, don't forget you're on loan season before it, and weren't it?
Yeah, but you know what you get with Tanganga.
But think about it. We bought him when we was in the Championship. We didn't. So, I mean, you could easily just buy Tanganga, get Doyle. If you go up next season,
loan to buy,
loan to buy one of them. It'd be a good strategy.
Personally, right, I think we need to buy Tanganga regardless. We need to get it done. 13 million, right? Then we throw everything at getting Doyle, right? I don't care. Goals will come, but you need a solid defense, and that's our weakest fucking point at the moment.
Lads. That's what wins your division, lads.
Defense wins your titles.
So, could you imagine this as a defense? Jimmy Dunn, right? Tanganga, Doyle, Burrows. I'm sorry, right? That beats Southampton, it beats Leicester, and it beats Ipswich. Do you know what I mean? And then you've got Michael Carter. Pardon?
Who are you gonna bring in as cover for
Burrows? I'm bringing Alfred out in, and them two are going to battle it out.
I'm bringing Alfred out in. I said that earlier. If you can't get Josh Murphy signs, or I'll bring Alfred out in. Why is he going to want to play in League One? He's their best player.
I think Doughty goes.
He'd probably be best player in that division next season, lads, because who went down? He's better than any Plymouth player. He's better. Who else went down, lad?
Cardiff.
He's better than any Cardiff. He's better than any Cardiff player. He's the best player in League One next season. I'll tell you that now.
And then you know what else I'm fetching in for midfielders? Hey, I'm getting Rothwell. Consistent, very rarely injured. Yeah.
What loan, Rick?
No, I'm buying him. I think you get him next to Old.
No chance on Premier League money. How much are you on a week, George? You know?
I'm not sure how much he was on, but they were wanting 7 million for him.
You think 70, 80
I think you get him even cheaper.
70 million. You think 70 grand a week?
Loan to buy.
Another year down on his loan to buy. And then I'm fetching Lewis O'Brien in as well, right?
What, instead of Tommy Doyle, Rick?
But no, I still get Tommy Doyle, mate. We need how many injuries have we had this season? Do you know what I mean?
Said Billy tramping up, Gus, Campbell, Gilchrist.
By the time fucking January hit it and window started, we were fucked. We're on our arses, mate. On our arses. And he fucking knew we needed to strengthen. Do you know what I mean? And right, I'm not being funny. That's difference with Leeds, right? Look, you had Gruev sat on bench, you had Rothwell sat on bench, you had that other fucking what's he called? Fucking I don't even know.
Keep hyping us up. I'm loving it. You can keep doing it. Just keep it up. Music to my ears.
Right. The worst thing about it, it's like
how can we not try this league?
Yeah, I think was technically Leeds should have won it by more.
My curry's here.
Yeah,
1,000%.
Yeah, David, take care, mate.
Take care.
Come on, Dave.
See you later, pal. Speak to you soon, mate. Take care. Bye, mate. Bye.
See you later, man. What a guy.
What a guy, mate. Great guy,
legend.
Yeah, we should have easily got more. I mean, we got 100 points. So you're not going to play 100 points, are you?
No. Well, you never know. You never know, Joe. You never know. Come on, we bigged you up. You've got to big us up a little bit.
No, you have. I've bigged you up loads.
I know you have, mate. I know you have. I know.
I'm sorry, guys. When you're here marching on together by 30,000 Leeds fans, it fucking sticks hairs on the back of your neck.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up.
I'm telling you now.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut up, then.
Should I be saying that? Should I be saying that?
It's true.
Yeah.
Should it be? No, it
was funny. It was funny in January. Oh, go on.
The Sunderland fans are the loudest fans I've ever heard.
In my life. In my life.
Right,
I've never ever been intimidated by some fans, not even by Leeds fans when they went for it. Do you know what I mean, right? But honestly, Sunderland fans at Wembley,
they were loud.
It made me nervous.
That Tifo, mate, were horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
It made me nervous. The fans made me nervous, and that's the first time in my life I've ever. What?
But loudest ground I've ever been in was Tottenham away last season in Premier League. That new ground, mate.
Loudest crowd I've been in was through my mate was the Liverpool comeback against Barcelona.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I got there by luck. My mate, who's a Liverpool fan, and all of his mates, all his family were busy. And he went, "Do you want to come?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." And wow, I was just stood there and I went, I'm jealous because at that point I think we were in Championship, I think, and I was like, wow, what a moment! It's like that right there proves to me that you sit back and just take it like, yeah, that's football, and the atmosphere were brilliant. Yeah. But no, January, you mentioned it, how you guys were in the shit. We were all in the shit in terms of fans. We all wanted players in. We needed, calling it a Leeds fans, we needed a striker. We needed a 10. We needed a left back. We needed it all, but we didn't buy anything. We were linked to Cameron Archer. I think we put a bid in for him. Adam Armstrong as well, but obviously he went to West Brom. Didn't get anyone.
He'd have been good signing for your Archer.
He would have been a good signing, but he wouldn't have got head of pro.
Do you think you come back in for him, Nigel? You've gone up or not, mate?
No.
No, because I think you'd have paid Peru at number 10, mate.
He's not a Premier League player, Archer.
No.
Never been.
No, he's not a Premier League player. No, he's do well in Championship. Do well in Championship.
You can't put it.
I feel like a Leicester.
Southampton fans hate him, don't they? So
yeah, we wanted him. Well, there were a deal where we wanted him on loan, but they wanted an obligation of 20 million, and we turned it down. I mean, you're not going to pay 20 million for a player who's unproven in the Premier League. It's
even we didn't pay 20. Even we didn't pay 20 million.
No,
even if we'd agreed price, let's say we'd have stopped up that season, we wouldn't have even paid 20 million for him.
Yeah, it's ridiculous money, and we were stubborn. We stuck to our morals, and we went up, but we could have got even more points.
I think you'll spend now, though, brother.
We've got to. There's no. What's it called? We have to spend ultimately. You know, the Premier League is.
Only thing
I've got a question for you. Are you a bit nervous with these buying Rangers?
We've already been here.
We've already been here, Dan. We've already been here.
I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I've just got that question.
You have to read
that was 2 hours ago.
I will. Don't worry, I'll be going back through it anyway, so I'll have a look at it. I didn't know that had been.
I'm nervous to Rangers. No.
Give me a short version, Joe. Give me a short version.
No.
Give me a little. No, he's not.
Fair enough.
No.
Fair enough. I'll watch back in a bit and I'll see what was said.
Right, so do you think, well, it's not a thing, but you know, like you've got this little, we're going to try and stay up, right? I'm going to be totally honest with you now, mate, right? As much as you think you're going to be competitive, it's going to get fucking brushed out of you straight away. Because I thought, you know what it is, when we played Forest and that, we were so close to winning that first game, second game, something like that, right? And we had a shit
when Amos scored that cracker.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we were.
And I thought, you know what, we're going to do all right here. I think we'll stay up. Do you know what I mean? And then, you know, as it goes on, and teams start playing into form, and you realise, fuck me, we're a million miles off. I mean, we're a million miles off, right?
Ricky was playing a 10-year-old in Benny Traore.
And Benny Traore and Willis Hula up front.
Benny Traore.
Joe, right? From season before, we had top players like Illiman, Sanderberg, Tommy Doyle, James McAtee. We had a better team in Championship, pal. And what the fuck? Then we started first game. We had Chris Basham and Ben Osborne in midfield. We had Willis Hula and Benny Traore starting up front in first game.
Every time you mention Basham, I get the horrors.
Yeah,
Basham's arriving.
What a slide!
I like
you battered us that game and all, Joe. You were absolutely battered us that game.
Were you there?
That was Leeds all over.
I'll tell you something now.
Were you there?
Do you know if Dean Anderson went in that went in that fucking
net? Brilliant.
You know, worst thing about it, it weren't even a shot. He scuffed it.
Do you know what the worst thing was? That's not even.
He'd already missed the chance as well.
That's not the worst game for me. The worst game. This is weird. It's a good moment, a funny moment. It's horrible. So do you remember when Brooks scored against us? Was it Wilder's first season?
Yeah.
Were it 2-0? I think it was 2-0.
It went
second season.
All right. When Brooks scores.
No, third Rick. He goes up from League
One. When Brooks scored, you see him. You see him running. I think it's behind our goal, shushing. He looks at me and shushes me, and it was an awful moment.
Does it?
It was awful, and I thought, you bastard. I mean, to be fair, and I look back, I was like, he's a kid, he's a Sheffield United fan, and he scored, I think, was it his first goal? I think it was his first goal, or one of his first goals. And yeah, it was horrible, but a moment like, yeah, that's a, yeah. But no, Now, I think the unity between Sheffield United and Leeds, and definitely the more, I wouldn't say anger towards Wilder because there's never been that, but the banter, if you want to call
Banter,
it,
100%.
it's not as if it's not the same anymore, and it's good. I really respect
I
Chris
think there's
Wilder
more
as
respect,
a
though. I
person.
think there's more respect. I think there's more mutual
Yeah,
respect.
I personally respect Wilder as a person, not as a manager because I think there is massive errors in his game, but as a person,
I think he's
really
no company.
But
Yeah,
don't you
I
think
agree
though,
with
Joe?
Kat.
Because I think personally, it puts on a show for cameras. I do sometimes. I do.
Yeah,
Yeah, of
potentially
course
does, but it's like Ricky. Not this. When I was last in, he said to me, "Well, if it was from Beeston, would you be all the same?" Yeah, of course he would.
Oh yeah,
Exactly
yeah,
the
of course
same.
you would.
If Bielsa was from Beeston, I mean Bielsa already up there for us.
Well,
But if he was
I'm
from
thinking to
Beeston, a
Beeston,
local
why
lad,
can't we go to Chapeltown or Ariel or something like that?
of course he
you know what I mean?
would. And if we had a manager who'd run to every home game, of course he would. What's it called? Goes into bar with players after. Be exactly the same. But as a person, I really respect the guy. I think the way he came out in both games, the way he gave it, especially the first game, stands out. You know, when he gets first interviewed and first thing he says is best team won it. I'm like, yeah, I love that Wilder. As much as he is arrogant arsehole, there is no PR training behind him.
No.
It's all there out. He doesn't hide anything, and I like that.
Obviously, don't forget though, Joe, he's one of us, isn't he?
Yeah, of course, I'm not like that.
So you
I like
put your
that.
sen, lads. Listen to me a minute. Just put your
Yeah,
sen,
go on.
Joe. Put your sen in. Who's fucking managing now? Danny Fark's shoes or us four lads. Put our sens in Wilder shoes. Imagine being that fucking manager at club you fucking adore and love. Imagine that. Just imagine that feeling, embracing that feeling. All fans singing your
But I
name.
still won't be telling me
Your
players to
fucking
sit back
club.
on 60
Just don't
minutes.
forget though, because all they've been obviously Wilder's been there, just like us four have lads since we were 6-year-old, 7-year-old, ball boy manager. Player now, so it's like just imagine put your son in that shoes. There's no better feeling in the world.
Definitely.
But can I just add to that though, right? I think it's all good enough, Andy, and it's a good fairy tale and all that lot. But I think he fucking blinds himself. He blinds his son. Do you know what I'm saying?
I think that's why I think that's why, if you think about it, I think Kiefer Moore got more hate for a pass than Wilder did. And I'm not setting out obviously it is Kiefer's pass that gives away the goal, but Wilder has many times last season absolutely thrown it away in terms of sitting back, rest on his morals. And
100%. I
disagree with that comment that it's Kiefer Moore's fault. The pass is Kiefer Moore's fault, but it's Wilder's fault for not making the substitution when he should have. That medical staff should have turned around and said he's not fit enough, and now, right, get Holding on. Right, why do you put a right back on for a centre back and then put Vinny Souza into there and leave that gap in midfield?
Exactly.
Just don't do it. You just don't do it, boys.
Stop doing it to me. It's heartbreaking. Stop it.
And now we're off pitch.
When he's down on floor, mate, when he's down on floor, then that medical staff should know he's concussed. He's coming off anyway, 100%, right? 100%. You keep him on that pitch until that sub's ready. Right?
Exactly.
He's got to take responsibility. Right? He can't go storming off after a match and walking straight down tunnel when everyone's made that effort to go down there and we've lost him where we lost as well. He's got to take some responsibility sometimes.
I agree.
And this season, we've not been happy. He hasn't kept his composure, right? Because, you heard it from Connor and Jimmy. I'll say it again and again and again, right? Everybody would have preferred Wilder in that situation, right? And what did Wilder do? He lost his head down at Plymouth, started scrapping with players, wanted to start beating fans up. You were acting too much of a fan, right? Where first time we had him...
Called a fan fat, which I thought were hilarious, but
No, that's it. That's it. He's just compared to his first stint, where he kept his composure, and then when we did get promoted, the things like what he was saying about Leeds and stuff like that, right? For me, that's why I don't disagree with why Wilder should necessarily stop. Because I think this season, look how many fines we've had through failure to control as players, boys.
$500,000.
We paid £500,000 on fines.
That's Poku. Couldn't be Poku that.
Yeah, but that's why you've got to have some passion.
If you're owners and you've come in January and you've paid $500,000 yeah, on fines, you think you're going to be happy carry on paying fines next season?
See, I told you, didn't I, Rick?
Depends how rich I am for a start.
Did Wilder get fined for what happened at Plymouth? Did he get fined again?
Yeah,
we got fined again. Yeah, we got fined again. Then all internal Joe.
We got fined as a club, not Wilder. We got fined,
Yeah,
and
he were
called the main.
We got fined as a club.
Yeah, and they were main instigator. That's what the EFL said.
Yeah.
He was the main instigator. Now,
it's funny that
is
because
that someone that should be representing club boys? That's
I
what
remember
I'm saying.
again,
Of course,
right?
he's leader,
If it weren't, let's put all sentiment aside. Yeah, right. He's not played. Right? Are you accepting that from another manager?
No chance.
No.
that's what it is.
Just wouldn't do it, would you?
Right. So what I'm saying is, when it comes to it, right, this is where we need to take responsibility. Right. After Millwall game, we said he should have took responsibility. I got it wrong. The fan, right? We weren't happy with that performance against Oxford. Right. I thought it was the best decision to do. I got it wrong. The problem is he's not doing that. Right.
Yeah.
He got it wrong at Wembley. What did he do? Storm off like down tunnel like a little baby. Right. And this is why I said I'll sit on the fence, because you've got to understand. I can counteract my points and say
both sides.
he's had a good season. He's had a good season. He made 100 and 25-year history. First time the Sheffield team have won. Well, that hadn't scored a goal in a derby, right? You've had 92 points, 90 points actually, because we had 2 points deducted, right? I still class it as 90. I don't class it. We might have improved it, but we put ourselves in that position. We took that risk, and we knew what the risk was. When we weren't selling Illiman and Sander in that second season in Championship, we knew we were going to take a risk, but it was the right risk to take.
Yeah.
Right? We knew it would come and bite us back in the ass eventually. Yeah? So, it's like I said, I can see it from both sides of it, but next season he's got to come back and he's got to be composed. He's got to compose himself, and he's got to compose himself big, because he were happy enough to jump on TalkSport next morning, right, and do an interview, but he won't come over and clap them fans that have gone down there. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to dig him out. I'm not.
You've said some rate
Do you
points.
think he deserves a 2.0 rebuild or not?
Oh, of course he does. He definitely did.
I think so. I think so. For only reason I said that I think he should have a chance at the second part of rebuild is because it did accrue 90 points, boys. It did get 90 points. Sorry, he accrued 92.
I know it's horrible to say, and I know he did do it, but it means fuck all at the end of the day.
It's like I said, if we're 15th coming into November, he ain't there, mate. He's gone. They're not gonna mess about with him like that. He's gone.
No, it's true. I think one thing
I think he's got to be top 3 by January, and when I say top 3, I think it's got
15
to be.
games. I think 15, 20 games, Rick. Never mind fucking January. Well, it's probably about January anyway. Sorry, but 15, 20 games.
It's got to be a close. If we are in third, it's got to be a close third.
I'll go round each year, and then I want Joe's perspective as well. Listen to me. Managers who's available now. Cast your mind and try and. Who would you take, Rick?
What?
Wilder goes tomorrow. Who you bringing in as manager?
Right now.
Your first choice, brother. Someone who's free, not somebody from another club, somebody who's out of a job, like a Darcy Cooper, a McKenna, a fucking somebody like that.
McKenna's still with Ipswich.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah. Somebody like that.
Come back to me.
And Postecoglou.
And Postecoglou.
Go on, Dan.
I'd go Cooper for 1 season just to get us up.
Joe?
I think mainly because of Sheffield, it's not attacking, it's the issue, it's defending. I think Dyche.
Sheffield United, Joe.
Sheffield United, sorry, yeah. Sheffield United.
I just want to say this. I want to say this. I want to ask you all this. Do you not think Harry could do a job?
No.
We're a better team, no?
No. I don't know. I think he's overrated. I think he's overrated as a manager.
He's had a good chance with Middlesbrough, and they've gained what he wanted.
Yeah, but we've got a better team than them, Rick, haven't we?
But they've gained the budget to buy.
From one of my mates, that's what I get a lot. Look at our fucking players, Liam. any manager in that league would get more out of our players.
If would you take Danny Will if you were available?
Never in a million years. I'd snap my season card in half.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know.
And then
I don't know. He's probably already digging his grave at Wednesday anyway, isn't he? He's going into German newspapers now and saying, "Come and get me! Come and get me! Come and get me!"
Yeah, it's bad what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Right, lads, I've got 1%.
Would you take him, Richard?
I think a Forest Spanish manager. I'm going for Spanish. Want me on? I mean, I don't know it. He's out there though.
No, I don't know it.
Would anybody take Carlos Cobran away?
You've got to start doing some research.
He's not going to leave Valencia.
He's
not going to leave Valencia.
He's not going to leave Valencia, is he? He's not going to leave.
No, he's on a big rebuild there, man. They're getting a lot of money in that.
I think they won just 1 point actually about Wowzer. It's the new owners. They're not as much as he's got the loyalty with Sheffield United and he's done it there and he's been there. These new owners are Prince. I don't want to butcher his name. Prince Abdullah.
Yeah, Prince Abdullah.
Prince Abdullah. They're different.
Bastard. Useless. He got his points deduction and fucking embargo. You tell me any other chairman that's got me that in my fucking history in my 32 years, never. And everyone's applauding him. He's applauding him.
In fairness, it's better than free window. It's better than free window transfer ban we were going to get.
What I was going to say was,
can I just say, he did better than McCabe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I agree.
We are shadowing.
No, what I was going to say was in terms of him. The point I'm making is these owners are different to the old regime. Therefore, if they think it's going tits up at January or before that, they're not going to risk it. Yeah, exactly. Because yes, Wilder is one of you lot. Yeah, exactly. But like I said earlier, before Dan joined, these owners, like us, have ambitions. They don't want to dick around the championship. They're not one of these owners that'll take mid-table.
I've said even if Wilder gets us up, even if Wilder were to get us up this season, I think he should just leave it. I think he should just go.
I think he should go. I think he should go upstairs as sporting director or something because he's good at bringing players in, like some director of football or something.
We went through this on last episode, mate.
I don't know because I said good last week until Ricky came on and went. Right, this player, and I'm like, awful.
I remember him saying it. All that was Archer, Bruce, throw them over 10 million. I know, bro.
I still don't think Archer were a bad signing. Right? It just didn't work out.
Can I just say he didn't sign him? Right?
No, Eckenbottom did.
Eckenbottom signed 3 players over 10 million, yeah?
Yeah.
Vinny, success. I'd say after that first season, success. Hamer, success.
And now,
no, Archer.
Yeah, Eckenbottom signed Nell.
Yeah,
but we only signed him for 3 million.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. And Archer, do you know what I mean? But Archer, technically, we didn't really pay for him. We were just a loan, weren't it, for a couple of million.
And he'll play left bastard wing when he was a striker and all.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is, signings, what we've signed over 10 million, what Wilder's signed, majority have been fails. Do you know what I mean?
I've got a question for all of you about signings. How many signings do you think you need to make next season?
7. Straight up 7.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think Joe, right? The current
that's not including loans.
Say nobody goes say nobody goes right. I still think we need 2 right backs because Femi can never stay bastard fit. Robinson's not good enough. And L stays, you need 2 centre back, and L leaves, you need 3. If we lose Vinny or a Peck, you need 1 in the. I still think you need 1 in the anyway, because Tom Davis may as well be sat here with me because he's never fit either. Then I think you need 2 right wingers, 1 starter, 1 backup, whichever side needs. 2 left wingers, 1 starter, 1 backup. Then if Rian don't resign, I'm praying he don't resign a striker. Just because,
what you saying, 7 to 10?
No,
you say 7 to 10,
obviously we've only got Campbell.
I'm saying 7 permanent signings and 4 loans, so that's 11.
One of them better not be McBurney. One of them better not be McBurney, I'm telling you.
Listen, while we were all saying, oh, wow, and all this, lot, right? How many players have we had on loan this season? 6. That's 6 players.
Yeah.
And how many can you have in your match day squad?
5.
Yeah. So I remember one. I don't know which game it was, but I remember one of them. Gilchrist, someone missed out.
That's what, like you said. Like you said, Joe earlier. You couldn't understand why we bastard brung Harry Clark in. We brung him in. We brung Gilchrist in. And then we ended up playing Andy Showdry, who was a centre mid naturally at fucking right back. So we wasted 3 loans on bastard right backs.
See, this is the thing about it. This is where it's cost us this season by not playing players in the positions that we want to play in. Amos should not be playing on left wing, right? It's like I said, right? Sometimes, right, your wingers have got to stay high. People don't want your wingers to stay high. They want to track back and stuff like that. But to get that press on, right, like Leeds have got 2 wingers that are fast and they're direct and they'll run at you, right? If you've got them players, you don't always necessarily see Dan James trotting back.
Can I just explain something with Leeds? What I did notice with him, and it's something what we don't do, but it's fucking effective what they do. Every time James were up on right hand side, 10 yards, Bogle's close to him. Same as on left.
Yeah.
Every time Solomon were up close, within 10 yards, Firpo.
They had them 2 push up so high. Firpo and Bogle, right? That it kind of was same what we did when we first went into Premier League with overlapping centre backs. So you were overloading wings.
Right. What I noticed with Jan James and Bogle and Firpo and Solomon, they played as one. So every time they were defended in twos. Every time they attacked in twos. It were like it were double on each door. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah.
But you've got pacey people out there. Raksaki is not the paciest. He might be good with his feet, but he's not the paciest.
That's our squad. That's what makes you laugh, and he weren't even that fast.
I know that's what made me laugh, Rick and all. Just rate fast. Where?
Yeah, that's it.
I thought Brooks was quicker than him. Brooks is quicker than him. I'll tell you that now.
Because whenever he took the ball at his feet, he wanted to have a look at coming inside on his left. But the only problem is, everyone has a lot to say about Raksaki, right? But most of the games that he struggled in, he was getting 2'd up on. So then you're asking your right back, to try and get up there, right, to take a man away so we can go and do that. It's like I said, right, you play people in the positions they were bought to play in, aim in number 10, and you buy 2 wingers that can actually attack. Even Brereton Diaz is not the fastest, but coming off that left, he were effective last year. It was effective with what he did.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned. Go on. It's funny you mentioned 2 or 3 points about Solomon and about that certain game against Sheffield United at home at you guys. One thing I noticed was Farker always has his wing backs and wingers together. They always stay together, connected. That's why we've been so good in that right. Because Bogle and James are electric, them 2 together. Obviously, it'll be different in the Premier League.
Best right winger in league and best right back in league.
He will, but it's going to change.
Going forward, 100%.
It'll have to change next season for him.
No,
it will. 100%. Right, it'll have to change because you're going to have people like Fordens and things like that coming at you. But it's how you adapt. It's like I said, I don't think that 10 games into the season, Daniel Falker's in the job. I don't think Scott Parker is. Right, because these teams are going to have I don't think they'll make the amazing start unless they sign some top quality.
I think Leeds will stay up.
But I do see. I'm telling you now, right? Who were it other day that we're mentioning? The downfall. It was Connor. He was saying about your Brentford. Thomas Frank wanting to go to Tottenham and stuff like this. I seriously think Leeds have got the best chance of actually stopping up this season. Next season,
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
You think
they're going to be able to drag one of these team boys? The Brentford up to now are losing Emblemo. Everything's going. Wolves are losing Cunha.
Leeds,
they've lost Atenori and all, aren't they? Wolves.
Yeah, but it's one of them. I look at Leeds, right, and if I were a player, I'll look at what they bring and the size of the club and all that lot. And
Rich,
they are
sorry to
attractive.
interrupt. I'm going, boys. It's nearly 11 o'clock. I didn't even realise time. I'm up at 5, boys. That's all.
Oh,
I didn't even realise.
Aw.
I didn't even realise. I know,
No,
Rick,
on.
you're off till Friday, you lucky bastard.
Let's all give Liam a little. Aw.
Right, love you all, boys. Nice to meet you, Joe.
Night,
Yeah.
Liam.
Nice to
Take
meet you,
care,
Nice to
man.
meet you,
Take
mate.
care.
All right, take care, boys. See you in a bit.
Thank you, man.
Bye,
See you
bye.
later, Liam.
Top boy.
Oh,
Still
come
here.
on, fucking it.
I'm
He's
trying
still
to
here.
leave, I don't
Fucking
even
hell.
know,
Shit,
Rick.
I think he
just
wants
get
to
off
stay.
that.
There we go.
Wait. Hey.
He's
Oh,
back.
back again.
Oh, he's gone.
Is he?
No,
Still backstage.
it's interesting that you mentioned about Leeds. I know Connor was saying it about us dragging Brentford and Wolves because they're weakening. But especially Brentford, they will invest that money and they won't spend nowhere near that on players because they have got that data model that Brighton have. I think Bournemouth have as well. Of course,
look how many years it took Thomas Frank though. Look how many years it took Thomas Frank to get that team.
Yeah, of course it is. You've got to build, and it's funny you mention.
Someone seen Willie Bolly at Bramall Lane.
Willie Bolly.
Who?
At Bramall Lane. Someone
Oh
seen
my
it, apparently.
God!
apparently.
That's worse than McBurney.
Sorry, Joe.
No.
Go on, mate.
Fair enough. No, you've got to obviously build each season. We are obviously the favourites to go down because of the last 2 years records.
What did you say?
Huh?
What do you mean out of the
I
three?
don't
And you
think so.
went up?
No, us three promoted. Obviously,
yeah.
Before ball is kicked, obviously, talking hypothetically, we are the favourites to go down because of the last two. No, don't worry. The last 2 seasons, the promotion clubs have gone down, and it's just every fan. I mean, there were rumours before even. I think it was a couple of weeks ago that Farker could have get sacked. That we're bringing someone in that Jose Mourinho being linked. I think it was a very false link. I wouldn't take that man at all. No, if Wilder football's outdated and Warnock his is definitely up there being outdated in terms of Mourinho. There's a reason why he's managing in Turkey now. But it's funny you mentioned that you think he'll go within 10 games. Potentially, yeah. You know, a bit like your owners with Wilder. Our owners aren't just going to dick around. You know, if Leeds are starting off in a shit way, then we will. You know, we'll act quick. I'm hoping we do act quick anyway. Because of the old regime, we didn't. We're stubborn. As much as I love Bielsa, he had flaws in this game. He got found out after his first season in the Premier League. The players couldn't take his football anymore because of how much he demanded. I'm hoping that if it's not going on with Farker, 10, 15 games in, if we're looking like, you know, we could be going down already, that we act quick. We'll just have to see. Obviously, the main thing is hoping that he gets backed because his time's at Norwich. I think he spent 50 million 2 seasons, which for no matter if he's
it's impossible. It's an impossible job to do that.
Yeah, exactly. It is whether he's an experienced manager or not experienced manager in the Premier League. You're not going to pull up any trees.
You know what I mean? We spent how much did we spend last season, Craig? About just over 50, weren't it?
54, I think.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And look what happened to us. Record amount of goals conceded. But you know, I think the mainstream media, like fabricate stories. It's like we conceded 104 goals, yeah, and that what I like all season. How bad are Sheffield United? Do you know what I mean? But you've got Southampton who's just record losses this season. But I don't think enough's been said about it. Do you know what I mean? No. I think it's like they play favourites on.
Sorry, go on. They're saying now the gap between top end Championship to mid-table Premiership is like £2 billion.
Yeah, I can see it.
That's just unbelievable amount of money.
When you can get teams can just go out and spend 60, 70 million on a player and not even blink about it. I mean, what is it, 130 million Liverpool's just had rejected for words.
On players like Anthony.
Have you been rejected for this?
Yeah, 130 million being rejected for words. I think they want 150 for him.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? And this is a single player that is worth more than our entire squad. Do you know what I mean? That's like all your transfer budget.
Yeah.
All gone on one player.
It's the way football's going, isn't it?
Yeah,
obviously Grealish going for 100 million. who's been linked now with the Everton move, and I think they're getting Louis Barry as well, or they're wanting Louis Barry.
Everton. I thought it was Ben Doak. Were it Ben Doak?
Well, I think it's either Ben Doak or Barry.
They did want Ben Doak.
Either.
But
I think
is,
Barry's
like,
he's not done it though. He needs a championship loan.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, Barry more than Doak's. Obviously, Doak's had it. Obviously, I know he got injured. I think that really did hamper Middlesbrough's chances of getting in the playoffs.
Yeah,
and I think yeah, go on.
I look at our squad, right, and your squad, and do you know what I mean? I know we should be grateful for where we are and all that lot, but like, you know yourself, like Leeds, you always want to be up there. Do you know what I mean? You have to be best you can be. Do you get what I mean? And it's like us. I feel the same with us. But then I look across road and I see what's happening at Wednesday at the moment, and it's
horrible, isn't it?
It's bad. Mate, it's bad, right? So I've speaking to someone, right? So Chancera, he wants 60 million for the club, and that's just a club, right? He's going to want about 180 million for the ground and the training academy. Right? That's going to need about 100 million spending on it.
Yeah,
200 million.
You've seen us looking to buy him though.
Right.
Multi-billionaires.
Yeah. So you look at that, right? You're talking a good 4.5 million, yeah. Everton sold for 130 million, right? Look at the size of Everton and look at the new ground they're all getting. Do you get what I mean, right? Can you possibly think that someone's going to go in for Wednesday and spend 400 million, torn it all up? Do you know what I mean? In the champion, a lot. And can I just mind that they're liable to get relegated next season with what's happening? So that's going to be a League One club worth 400 million. Not in a else chance is anybody going to pay that.
Why aren't they?
What? So you tell me, right? You'd spend 400 million on a League One team.
What if 400 million is nothing to you?
No, but would you do it?
The people that are looking at buying Wednesday, their value in America is 400 billion.
I don't care, right? If you were going to do it, right, you'd go after a proper big team. Like, you can't go for Newcastle, but
you're going to buy Man U, Tottenham, Fulham. They're all taken. You're not going to be able to buy him.
This team's plenty of teams.
Big championship team, Middlesbrough, someone who's just. The thing, the Wednesday
if that's the case, I'd just go and buy fucking Bradford City for half at quarter at price, not even quarter, 50 million you're getting Bradford.
It's crazy with Wednesday of how much he's running them into the ground. I mean, it's not as if anything's been hidden; it's all in plain sight. I mean, the whole Shea Charles thing was embarrassing of getting him. I think I was speaking to a Sheffield Wednesday fan, and I think it was like a supporters meeting. And something like Chancellor was there, and he went out the door. He got a phone call, and he came back in talking about Shea Charles. Apparently, he's signed and he's. I mean, it's embarrassing. It is, and as much as obviously not more of me, but more of Sheffield United hate Sheffield Wednesday. It is sad to see when you think of the supporters. Obviously, as a club, you both hate each other. Fair enough, you will. But if you look at the fans' perspectives, I mean, what joy is there? What joy have you got for next? Obviously, for you guys, you've got look forward to next season in terms of potentially pushing for promotion. Leeds, all right, it's going to be horrible. I'm going to be shutting my head off at most games, but we're still somewhat excited. Wednesday have got nothing. They have got owner who does not care about them, who is single-handedly going to run them into the ground. Go on. He's got changed. Is that the Audi?
I'm having problems with battery.
He's having technical issues.
It is sad, and it just shows that you go beyond football. That fans are suffering and they can't do anything about them. I think he's up season ticket prices. I think it will making fans pay for debts. I mean, it's criminal.
He has to motivate pay tax off.
I mean, when you're asking a supporter, well, I know some clubs in Germany where they have supporters, like essentially clubs, they run part of the club. I think in Spain as well. They have like a president or something. And you're asking fans who are getting nowhere near that amount of money, asking just to save their beloved club. I mean, it's sad and it's not fair on the fans. And why would a Shea Charles go there next season? Why would any player want to go there next season when they're not getting paid? The wages not getting paid for them. I think I saw something the other day about one player has not been paid for 3 months. I mean, it says it all, doesn't it?
I read
Go on.
today that in 4 or 5 weeks, all the players can leave for free if they want.
That's going to be even more debt. You know, you're not making any. I mean, you got to think of PSR in that situation. They're making no value on any assets. I mean, it's mental, crazy. I think
no squad. Everybody's goals going to stay.
No, you wouldn't want to, would you?
No, you would, and you wouldn't want to sign there.
It's not even the players. The players can stand to lose that money. It's the cleaners and the people behind, the people in the ticket office and that can't.
It's working class people that are losing their jobs because they've got an owner who does not care about them.
They can't afford to lose the money. That's the way it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
it's sad.
I think we're going to start wrapping it up because time's getting.
Ground,
like they're doing
again,
Ellen Road,
like they said, that is going to look sick. I'm sorry, that is going to look fucking amazing. I'm telling you.
What's that? What's that?
If they're going to do Ellen Road in the projected, what?
Are you sure you're not a secret Leeds fan?
I think you might be.
I'll say it how it is. I'll say how it is.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. That's another reason why we have to be in the Premier League.
Even advocate, you know what you see on them YouTube videos, what they were going to do to it and that.
Yes,
you know
I've seen it. But do you know what I mean?
It's
I can be salty and jealous, you know what I mean? It can happen to get
but ours would look good if they did that to ours as well.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself? Is there any rumours of you guys upgrading your stadium route?
Yeah. I think we're going to be redoing Cops very soon.
Yeah. I think that as well would create more of an atmosphere. I think as long as they keep the old school a bit like us, you know, I think we won't want to move. You know, Ellen Road. Jim, go on.
I think problem is though, you know, like when we say atmospheres and all that, like, right? I think the squad's got to give you something to get an atmosphere.
Definitely. You can't
just stand there, clap, what you call them, happy clappers. It fucking drives me up wall. Let's clap, we lost. Do you know what I mean? Fuck off.
Or you'll get the same. Or when you lose, you'll get that one person on Twitter saying, "I'll still back the boys." You know, or is what it is. You know, move on. It's like,
what it should be. You either win 5-4 or you lose 5-4. That's what it should be.
Yeah,
that's how I see it.
Only football was that simple.
You know what I can't wait for? Right, match reactions next season. I'm telling you, because what we're doing now. Open mic bollocks. It's going to be fun.
Oh my gosh.
It's going to be very fun. I'm just glad it's in Championship and not in Premier League because it'd be a very miserable place here.
Yeah, I'm not excited for that myself.
No. Oh, you have to come on. We have to do a little reaction with you.
We will. If we get smashed 5-0 first game, get me on. No, I'm excited for Championship next season. It's going to be really good. I think it's going to be very entertaining. It's going to be very hard. When are the fixtures announced? They should be soon.
29th.
Does anybody think Wrexham's going to do an Ipswich?
Say again?
Does anybody think Wrexham's going to do an Ipswich?
No.
I think it's possible.
I think it's a step. I mean, it'd be the fairy tale, wouldn't it? I mean, the Amazon have probably already starting the behind the scenes, aren't they?
It's all right, mate. We've got fucking Avengers behind us.
Captain America standing at the gate like, oh, give me a ticket.
I'm telling you, mate. They've got fucking, what do you call it? Fucking Lion King stood there, gardeners. We've got fucking the Avengers. We're on it, mate.
It will be good. I think the Championship, the one thing you can always say, it's entertaining.
You can just see it as a shirt sponsor one Avengers films on.
I prefer the Championship to the Premier League, but I want to be in the Premier League just for entertainment.
Because, it's just for the financial what you get as well.
It is,
from
yeah.
It, I mean,
and unfortunately, that's the way it's going.
Really, Joe, if you go into the Premier League like we had, I swear to God, it's a nightmare. It's of everything. You're worst in everything. You know you're going to get.
Oh no, we've had it. We had one. It's funny. We had third season back in 16 years. We weren't allowed to be there. The best season we had, and the 2 years after we were shit. It's just the way it is.
You had a bad season, but you weren't getting battered 8-0 at home by Newcastle and things like that. You know
no, we got battered 7-0. Got battered 7-0 by City.
Do you know what though? Right. When Man United come to Ellen Road and they charge you 4-1, 3-1, or whatever it is, that's when you're going to think, you know what, all right, wish I were back in fucking Championship.
I do. I think it's the saying, innit? The journey's better than destination. It's the hype of getting there. It's exciting to getting plays, but it's not competitive anymore, is it? You know,
look at Newcastle, they're rich. Newcastle are probably the richest club in the world, and they can't even spend any of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, PSR. What really gets me is
in the world.
PSR is screwing every other team, but Chelsea can spend $1 billion in one season.
Oh, it's how they do it, innit? It's they fabricate the
The 8 years, but the 8 years.
10 contract. Do you know what I mean?
Well, they've
They
just
fucking sell the
signed
women's team and
a
then buy
player
it back.
today. Sorry, go on. Go on.
They sell the fucking women's team and then buy it back and then do all these.
Oh, they'll
Russian
sell a
dodgy
hotel.
dealings and that.
Oh, they'll
I
sell a
give you John
hotel.
Terry
Yeah.
for Frank Lampard. Yes, I can buy Frank Lampard for John Terry.
I think I saw today Chelsea signed some random Brazilian for 30 million, give him a 9-year deal. I mean,
things like that is
mental.
just unreal.
I don't get what
Absolutely.
I understand. I think one thing Chelsea is, if you're a Chelsea fan, you're not going to know what your starting 11 is because there's that many players that you've got to keep happy.
No.
I mean, you must have about 5 coaches taking every player to every away game.
Yeah, you've got like fucking 3 different training squads to go on. I mean,
They've got 8 goalkeepers.
30 people on
that's
loan.
what I'm saying.
Must have got at least 20 to 30 people a season out on loan every season.
Mental.
And then they're making profit on players they sell. It just don't make sense to me. It don't make sense. You've been sat on in a training ground for fucking 3 years, and yeah,
it's mental.
But on that note, lads, we're gonna call it a night because it's getting late. I'm getting tired, and
all right, Victor.
My ass is getting sweaty.
Yeah, mine is as well.
No worries. Thank you anyway, bro. Anyway,
Hey,
Joe, see you later, bro. See you later,
thanks
guys.
for all joining us.